After a week away from home, the Indy 11 are back in the friendly confines of the Mike, downtown Indianapolis, and they take on a somewhat new yet somewhat familiar foe in North Carolina FC. Back with that in a moment, but first, pitch side. Greg Rakestraw, Brad Hunter with you. Thanks for joining us for Indy 11 Soccer on MyIndy TV and ESPN+. First things first, kind of current business for the Indy 11. 7 days ago, a 1-1 draw in Colorado Springs. Yes, it's a road point, but Brad, one that has a twinge of disappointment to it.
Right, it's in the past, so you just got to pull the positives from it. You know, despite the altitude, the weather, the travel, you were able to pull a point on the road.
The goal you see scored there by Ronaldo Damas was just the second goal of the season scored by the Switchbacks. However, Indy would equalize in the, well, shot you're going to see right here. Aiden Stanley has been tremendous. His second assist of the season on service to Augie Williams.
Brilliant. He is incredible at finding that little slice in the box that's out of reach of the keeper and tucked right in behind the back line.
Again, the real negative for Indy 11 was the fact, you see the red card being shown here. Indy played a man up for more than 32 minutes, just never could crack the code to get 1 point into 3.
Frustrating, but you take away the positives. You won your Open Cup game on Wednesday. You pulled the draw against Colorado, so you're 2 unbeaten right now.
All right, so Aiden Stanley, 3 assists. That paced the Indy 11 in that stat. Now let's have a bit of a history lesson, shall we? North Carolina FC, they've had that moniker since 2017. But if you go back to 2014, they were the Carolina Railhawks, and they're the first opponent in Indy 11 history. This match you see, Brad, was 10 years and 15 days ago, April of 2014.
Yeah, so many firsts with North Carolina. And we were so young back then, but look at this. A one-touch turn from Amersley. He finishes at back post for the first goal in Indy 11 history.
Now we're just young at heart. Shalosky would equalize for the then Carolina Railhawks to get a 1-1 draw and then opening match, Indy 11 history. 3 months later, Indy would get their first league win at North Carolina, and 2 years after that, it was the Miracle at the Mike to win the Spring Season Championship. Indy fans hoping that nothing miraculous is required this evening. Indy 11, North Carolina FC. It's yours next on MyIndy TV and ESPN+.
AES Indiana is dedicated to providing you with smart energy solutions that power our lives. Our energy efficiency programs help you save energy and money. From rebates on lighting and smart thermostats to appliance pickup and recycling, you can take advantage of cleaner, more cost-effective energy solutions right here, right now. IPL is now AES Indiana. We are accelerating the future of energy together.
At Indiana Members Credit Union, we're invested in more than just your finances. We're invested in your future, the future of your family, the well-being of the community you live in, and in those who dream big. Until those dreams become a reality, any bank can give you a loan or open an account. At IMCU, we care about more than just dollars and cents. We care about doing things that make sense. And investing in you makes good sense to us.
2024 season tickets are on sale now. Go to indy11.com/tickets today.
Find it, try it, paint it, love it. 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 Find it, try it, paint it, love it, love it, love it, love it.
Tonight's match is presented by Community Health Sports Medicine. Exceptional care simply delivered. And by your Central Indiana Ford dealers. Your Central Indiana Ford dealers are a proud sponsor of Indy 11 Soccer. Visit your local Ford dealer today for great deals on your favorite Ford vehicle. And speaking of your Central Indiana Ford dealers, they present our starting lineups to you. First, for the Indy 11 of note, no Augie Williams. Sebastian Guenzati will bump a little further forward. Again, Jack Blake has been a driving force, and Hunter Salt gets his second consecutive start in goal. On the flip side, for North Carolina FC, several players have made the move up from League One with them, but to point out some familiar names, Paco Craig, formerly of Lou City and Miami. Rodrigo da Costa may be the best player in the history of FC Tulsa. He had 12 goals with Memphis in 2/3 of a season ago. John Bradford is the head coach of North Carolina FC, who is back in the championship for the first time in 4 years. Our match referee for this evening's contest is Eric Tattersall, assisted by Eric Del Rosario Grandara, Christian Little, and Salvador Flores. Thanks for spending your Saturday night with us. Indy 11 on the road for the next two. Their last chance to get the full 3 at home for 3 more weeks. Thanks for being a part of it on My Indy TV and ESPN+. Brad, in your study of this North Carolina FC team, again, there's a lot of players that we have not seen play before. What have they tried to get done in these first 7 matches where they have picked up 6 points?
Well, these teams match up pretty similarly as far as getting wings up high, as far as looking to press, looking to be a little more of possession in the front half of the field. So it'll be interesting to see how these two styles play against each other, since they're so similar.
Last 2 league matches have been in Cary for North Carolina FC, a 1-1 draw against the Birmingham Legion, and a late 3-2 loss to New Mexico United. The lone win for NCFC so far is coming against Hartford Athletic, who will be the next team that Indy will face here in 3 weeks on May 18th. Jake McGuire, who we saw in Miami the last couple of years, hits the reset button. Several of his former teammates playing against him, including Aiden Stanley, who could not clear that one. Then Maldonado hits the most optimistic of balls that Hunter Salt will be able to track down. So since he has the ball in his hands, Brad, it's no longer there. Let's talk about him. Again, Hunter is on loan from Portland Timbers. Yannick Odell was in net until last Saturday. Salt gets a second consecutive start. What do you see from the young man from Alaska?
Well, you see opportunity. You're always hungry when you're young and you're getting your first opportunity with the team. You're coming in when the team has to have a win, and so you pulled the draw in the last one. You got a point. Now let's see if you can build on that.
By the way, yes, he is the first Alaskan, by the way, to play for the Indy 11 in our 11 seasons of history. Let's get to our injury report, which is brought to us by Community Health Sports Medicine, official sports medicine provider of the Indy 11, in a somewhat lengthy list. Boudadi, King, Quinn, Sanchez out. I think of that group, Yunus Boudadi is probably the most likely to return. We should see him at some point in time the next week or 2, and that is a big absence for Sean McCauley and company.
Yeah, you look at it, and, is it a repercussion of 3 matches in 7 days, a little bit of wear and tear on the guys? Is it just one of those things that happens through the flow of the season? But you remember the stretch that we had last year, which just kept seeming to happen on the back line, and you kept losing defenders and having to plug and play through the season, and you're starting to see a little bit of that right now. You're knocking on wood, hoping it doesn't go down that same path.
You look at Coach McCauley on the sidelines, his first year with the Indy 11, his 8th league match in charge of the boys in blue. Tega Ikoba could not go chase. Doug Martinez could, and McGuire does not take a chance, just nods that ball sideways for an 11 throw-in. And Martinez, who can play a variety of roles for this team, is in for Augie Williams tonight. Augie got his 2nd goal with the boys in blue in the 1-1 draw against the Switchbacks. Cam Lindley, a former Switchback who did miss a match due to injury when we were last here 2 weeks ago. Back in the 11. Wow. The toe poke forward for Stanley, but all tracked down by Rafa Minsigan.
It's a great ball from Tyler Gibson into Jack Blake. Just waited a little bit to get some space behind the defender, and then Tyler's able to play it right into the only pocket that Jack Blake can get it.
Stanley could not defy the laws of physics. Throw-in coming here for North Carolina FC. Julian Placius, the target. Both of that throw-in and frankly, of potentially other clubs. He is a dynamic 18-year-old player that is reported to be soon on the move. More on that in a moment. Let's get to our keys to the match. They are brought to us by your Central Indiana Ford dealers, proud sponsor of the Indy 11. Coach, what are you focusing on tonight?
Well, for Indy, you've been very effective getting the wing backs into the attack. Can Indy create opportunities to overload the North Carolina back line? Also 90 minutes. Brilliant, dynamic team. They need to stay clicked in for 90 minutes. On the flip side of that, for North Carolina, transitional moments. The transitional attacking and defending moments are the things that are going to decide this match, and then a complete game. Very similar to Indy. It's a talented team. They've been coming out of the gate strong, but they've been taking their foot off the gas at crucial moments.
Luis Perez standing over this one. Longtime college teammate of the man that's the backup netminder for the Indy 11 this evening in terms of Yannick. Eric Tattersall having a explanation for Adrian Dees-Pay as to how what's allowed and not in terms of that line inside of the 18-yard box. Perez bends it in. Sebastian Guenzati, he of the more aerodynamic haircut than a season ago, clears that for the Indy 11. Space in the back here for North Carolina FC. Chapman Page does just enough, and Placius won't get benefit of the doubt on that one. Throw in coming for the visitors.
Great play by Chapman Page. It's one of the things, whether it's a 50-50 ball, a 75-25 ball, every time it's in that window, he's going to put a body on it.
Indy on the road for the next two. They make one of their West Coast swings to Monterey Bay to play next Saturday. Then they will play on Mother's Day Sunday evening against the Miami FC. Returning home for back-to-back home matches on May 18th and May 25th. Of course, there's an Open Cup match in there as well. That'll be May 8th at the Selig Bowl at Butler against San Antonio. We'll talk more about that at halftime as the Indy 11 look to win back-to-back matches in the Open Cup for the first time in franchise history. In this, their 9th year of competing in the U.S. Open Cup.
You can see, Indy's plan on those balls played back as they send a little pressure on the ball. They're bringing the back line up. They're waving the midfield up. They're trying to squeeze play.
Ball played across, and eventually, after a couple of failed chances to slow down the attack for the visitors, Alan Chapman Page does get a boot to it, but it's our first corner kick, which is brought to us by Wilson Kehoe Winningham. Well, the obvious issue for the Indy 11 this year, and it was not as much on display last week in Colorado Springs, has been the allowing of goals, whether it's 5 to Lou City, 4 to Charleston, who put up 6, by the way, in a match today. I'll let you kind of do a little tactics 101 here in terms of why that's happening in a matter of moments. First, the serve is about to be sent in by Mikey Maldonado. He'll play it short to Ezra Armstrong. Armstrong sends it in. Chapman Page will clear. Mincingen now recycles, and Aiden Stanley has this one covered. So now, teach the masses, if you will, why has there been seemingly a defensive issue that we have not seen in years before for the Indy 11?
Look at you, you're still broadcasting, jumping out of your seat to maybe collect that ball. Well done, multitasking.
We get to keep those, right?
When you look at it, it's little things. So much on defending. It's just clicking off for a moment, letting a runner into the box, getting beat to a 50-50 ball, not stepping up and pressing a guy at the top of the 18 when he can shoot. All of those little things have compounded and have led to those goals.
Maldonado into a stiff breeze. Dees-Pay got ahead to it. It is a corner that will be brought to us by Wilson, Kehoe, and Winningham. As we do that, let's also tell you about our friends at Sports Tech HQ. Indiana, winning is in our DNA. For more information, visit forthebold.com. Perez will send this one in.
Talented left footer.
We've seen just a few of those over the years here in this park. Bending ball in again. Dees-Pay got the read. Lindley. And that will be a foul as Lindley crashes into Colin Martin. Lindley pops back up, and those two know each other well. Colin is a veteran of this league and spent the last 4 seasons with San Diego Loyal. You see Colin spent time with DC United and Minnesota United as well, and Again, that's fair. That's a foul. There's no card. Indy 11 resumes possession. We play on. Guenzati dispossessed by Martin. Has two options in front of him. Goes to the turf, and again Eric Tattersall says not enough in it. Guenzati did get a little bit of shoulder, but was not whistled for an infraction. And now Chapman Page under pressure. And Salt's clearance did not go as planned, but works just the same for the Indy 11.
You can see Coach McCauley is waving the boys up. Get forward, get forward, get forward.
Doug Martinez doing his best to oblige, and again McGuire didn't handle that perfectly, but did what was required, kept it away from Martinez. Throw in coming.
Yeah, and it's, you know, we talk about the transitional moments in this game. Both of these teams send their wings very, very high, really try and do some things that put defenders in a position where they're just so overloaded. Now, when you win the ball and you get that repossession, there's these wing spaces that you can attack. You see right now, you've got O'Brien and you've got Stanley up almost even with the front line on the wings for Indy. Great thing to complicate and create some problems for North Carolina. But when you turn the ball over, you got to make sure you protect those spaces that they vacate.
A slight jersey tug there from the North Carolina FC player. He ends up getting the worst for it from Chapman Page as Perez goes down. Perez originally from Paris, played for North Carolina FC in League One last year, and in researching North Carolina FC and seeing the guys they kind of brought up from League One with them, it's very reminiscent of what we said about Trevor James in Detroit City 2 years ago.
Right.
Largely kept their team together from Nisa, brought other good players from that level up, and they have tried to build that core, which is exactly what John Bradford and company have done with this North Carolina squad.
There's something about guys that have played together, guys that you trust, guys that buy into the system. You know, when you jump levels, but you've got guys that are bought in, full team guys, keep them with you.
And again, they didn't just make their way up from League One. They won League One last year. They had a little fun with it on social media, saying it's kind of like we got promoted. No official promotion relegation just yet, but yes, they did win League One. So this group certainly had a level of success before making their way back to the championship, where they played from 2017 through 2020.
Yeah, well, it's very similar to, you know, you talk about the guys moving up. You know, you had some championship level players that were playing at League One. They could have been disloyal. They could have moved to a different franchise. They like what North Carolina's doing. They like what North Carolina's building. So they decided to stay with them. And it's very similar to Vardy. You know, you take a look at guys that stay with the club and help it when they're in the lower division, and then help it when they move up.
Dees Pay finds Stanley. Good things typically happened when Aiden's had that ball on the left flank so far. This portion of the match is brought to us by the Keystone Group, specializing in transformational developments, construction, management, and investments. Blake. Stanley looking back post, just a little bit too much. O'Brien couldn't get the read on that. Perez. Now Guenzati. Throw in coming for Indy. One of the reasons why players want to play in North Carolina, other than Cary's a pretty cool spot between Raleigh, Durham, and Chapel Hill, you've seen the quality of the pitch they play on at Wake Med Soccer Park. It is obviously a host of North Carolina Courage. Numerous times has hosted the College Cup. It's a great place to play and one of the best pitches literally in the nation.
You know, great place to play. Great pitch, but then you also look at that triangle in North Carolina. There is such a hotbed of soccer there. And you take a look at someone like Coach Bradford. He spent the last 20 years in this organization. He started out as the U8, U10 Academy coach, and he has worked virtually every job within this organization all the way up to the lead gaffer at this point right now.
And this is the 18th year of this franchise. It again was known for its first decade as the Carolina Railhawks. They made that nomenclature change back in 2017. Throw in coming here for the visitors from North Carolina. Of course, Indy will return the favor, and they will visit Cary on September the 21st. Here's Guenzati. Guenzati just blasted that one away because he wanted me to say these three words: Wilson, Kehoe, Winningham. It's time for a corner kick third of the match and first for the home squad here in minute number 14.
He wanted you to say those 3 words, but he also recognized that he's being closed by the defender. His hips weren't in position to be able to take him on. So, hey, let's knock it off the defender and get a corner kick and see if we can get Rake to say those 3 words.
There's one more 3-word phrase he would like me to say, and that would be cue the smoke. Let's see how he can draw this up here momentarily. It is Lindley. Back in his second stint with the Indy 11, third year playing for his hometown team. Ball pinballs around and never kind of finds where he wanted it to go.
What a touch by Cam Lindley.
We've said that just a few times over the years. Bending ball in, and Martinez trying to link up with Guenzati. Nothing doing. Armstrong cleared that one. No real threatening moments, even though possession has been tilted in favor of the Indy 11 so far. All the way back to a relative bit of safety, and Hunter Salt will slow things down, which gives us a chance to talk about our friends at IMCU. Show your Indy 11 pride, your exclusive IMCU Indy 11 debit card at any IMCU branch or online now at imcu.com today. And Jack Blake whistled for the foul. Blake with 4 goals so far for the Indy 11. Amongst the tops in the league in this early stage of the season. This match number 8 for each of these 2 teams.
Wow.
Mensigan lays it across the edge of the 18. Perez looking for a window. Deflects right to his teammate, and a rocket that Hunter Salt is able to smother.
That's an unbelievable hit from Rafa, and that's a ball that you would expect, hey, with that kind of a pace, I'm going to parry it wide. The kid holds it.
But on the throw, Stanley could not track it down, and we have this wonderfully unique low angle in which we get to broadcast from, and so we could kind of feel the smoke coming off of that one as it was directed towards the young netminder on loan from the Portland Timbers.
I don't care how old you are, how young you are as a goalkeeper, how much experience. You need that first touch, that first save to feel like, all right, I'm in. I know where my level is. I'm good. Right now, he's confident.
Salt last week faced 3 shots, saved 2. Allowed that opening goal, which was just the second of the season for the Switchbacks. Indy 11 in their 7 previous matches have allowed the first goal in 5 of those. They have equalized at 1-1 in the first half in every scenario in which that has happened. And frankly, you spend too much time chasing the game. That has been a problem for this Indy 11 team. Only twice have they scored the first goal this season. Gibson bodied out of position. Good adjustment in the air there by North Carolina. Again, ball set in, but no damage done. There was not a touch. Justin Malou just couldn't get the proper angle on that one. Goal kick coming for the Indy 11. Well, this reminder, fans, as the Brickyard Battalion is in full song as per usual. Soccer Saturday airs every Saturday morning on 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan. We're joined by team president and CEO Greg Stremlaw, head coach Sean McCauley. How about North Carolina FC? That phrase, of course, popular for our buddy Dean Linke, the voice of soccer in North Carolina. And we also talked about the upcoming Chelsea-Celtic match that will take place in South Bend and Notre Dame in late July. Go back and listen to the podcast anytime at anchor.fm/Indy-11 or 1075thefan.com. Good touch by Mensigan. Placius able to bump Dees Pay out of the way. However, his play to Mensigan put Rafa in an offside position. And Dees Pay may need a little consultation with Mr. Frankham from the Indy 11 staff.
Yeah, Placius, 18 years old, 6'3", and just plays all out all the time. I mean, he's got 2 goals in the last couple matches. He's just finding his rhythm right now. He's going to be scary good once he figures it out.
He has been linked to a move to Westerlo. Adrian Palayo, who is 17 years of age for North Carolina FC, has been linked to a move to Feyenoord. And obviously, we have seen more and more teams, whether it's Orange County, Lou City, be that conduit for players that are 16, 17, 18 years of age to get to play on the biggest stages in Europe, and frankly, bring back in record transfer hauls for their time and player development.
Yeah, it speaks well to this league and how they're able to develop young players. But then it also speaks to the fact that European clubs are starting to look at the championship and say, hey, who's here?
Mensigan got bodied off the ball, and it will be a throw-in coming for the Indy 11. Blake bringing the physicality to the former Valparaiso Crusader. That is where Mensigan played at least his last stint of college soccer, which means that he has played on this pitch as a collegiate player before. Ikoba, a deft touch. Stanley, the overlapping run. Ball takes a very pro North Carolina FC bounce, and Blake got away with the hip check last time. Not this time. Foul called against the home squad. Now, it is of note that Mensigan played at Valparaiso because Valparaiso no longer plays men's soccer. They dropped the program about 5 years ago, so Rafa may be a party of one in terms of current Valparaiso Crusaders that are playing in a professional game.
I'll tell you, they had, at the time that they canceled the program, they had a talented roster.
They dropped men's soccer and tennis simultaneously. Foul called against the Indy 11. That's Placius that draws that.
Yeah, I don't think right here you're in a position to take a shot. Perez has got a wicked left foot, so if he sees a window, he may hit it, but here you're probably going to try and dial something up.
Pay commits the foul. Perez had the earlier free kick from outside of the 18. Eric Tattersall being deliberate in making sure players are lined up properly in these free kick scenarios. Clouds starting to dissipate. You see a little bit of sun. It's behind Salt. Might be an issue for Jake McGuire for the rest of this half. Perez, back post, and just couldn't get through. A dangerous ball, but nothing comes of it for the visitors.
And you can't be happy with that. It was a great serve and a great run, but if you're Indy, you're looking at that and you're saying, how do they have the first look at that? How do they have the first touch? Where did we lose the player?
And that's where the conversation was coming from.
Yeah, if you're North Carolina, you're saying that's got to be a goal. I don't know why you're ducking your head in that moment. You got to go up, you got to get that ball. If you're Indy, you're saying, how is he unmarked? How did he beat you to the back post?
Of course, this match is brought to us by Community Health Network. Exceptional care, simply delivered. Blake takes a tumble, and a late whistle, but the right one is given. Would have been an Indy 11 throw-in. Now it'll simply be a restart from just inside the touchline. Tega Ikoba, young man from the Quad Cities who spent time growing up in Alabama. Scored his first Indy 11 goal in this building 2 weeks ago in the loss to the Charleston Battery. One of two Indy 11 tallies that night, when Zadi having the other, as Indy went from 1-0 down to 2-1 up to, unfortunately, on the wrong end of a 4-2 decision against the team that was the runners-up in the league last year and just might be the best team in the league this year in the Battery. They put up 6 in a match this afternoon. 4 of those from Nick Markanek. Ball delivered. Nervy moment here. Just could not keep it in play. Could a name that has done some damage against the Indy 11 in years gone by, Rodrigo da Costa.
I'll tell you, those are 2 great opportunities for North Carolina here in the last couple minutes. And you looked at this, some touches in the back, and they're starting to squeeze the space. They're starting to squeeze the pace. Getting a little bit of a trap going on Indy's back line. Barely get out of it, and then turn it over, and then boom, immediately into transition.
As Rodrigo was chasing down that ball, I'm sure he noted that Select is the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. And many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice.
Good ball.
But Blake couldn't play the turf bounce properly. The USL on CBS Networks continues the month of May. Detroit City FC, what a tear they have been on. Take on the defending USL champs in Phoenix Rising. It is Saturday, May 11th at 5 o'clock Eastern Time on CBS Sports Network. The DVR in the Rakestraw household will be set to channel 1425 coming up that May 11th at 5 o'clock.
Touch.
Great run, and then is trying to go upper 90, could not control it. So again, North Carolina keeps getting bites of the apple. At some point, that's going to come back to haunt Indy. That is Ezra Armstrong that had that run going. I got to quiz my partner about a little bit of late 80s, early 90s soccer history earlier this week. Ezra's dad is Desmond Armstrong, who played all 3 matches for the U.S. World Cup team in 1990, the one that played in the competition in Italy for the first time in 40 years.
Heck of a player. I mean, and he started in indoor, great career with the national team, but he was one of those players in that era where his name was just electric. He was one of the guys to watch.
Ezra was teammates with Max Schneider each of the last 2 seasons with St. Louis City's 2 team. Max available for selection off the bench tonight for Indy in the midfield. Well, again, Indy had control of possession, say, for the first 15 minutes. It's been kind of rotated back towards North Carolina FC as of the last 10. You see the possession stat tells the overall story of the match, but frankly, the better of it as of late has belonged to the visitors. Looking for their first win since March 29th. Indy looking for their first win since March 16th. These 2 teams both on the wrong side of the playoff line with obviously acres of space left to do something about it. Both teams are playing match 8 of 34 this season in the USL Championship. End of the season is only 6 months away at this point.
You know, something for young players who are interested in playing at this level. Watch Cam Lindley without the ball. Without the ball. He is making runs. He's always checking his shoulder. He's trying to see where is the defender, where's the space to go to. When Indy doesn't have the ball, he's taking a look at where we've got support, where are the right players, where should I force this player into. It's incredible. Constantly looking, constantly searching for where is that next advantage.
Has to play a little defensive role here as Indy's possession short-lived. Mintz again, poked away by Blake. The turf will check that up for a matter of moment. Jack goes to the ground, and it will be a throw-in for the Indy 11. Fans, a reminder, you're watching My Indy TV right now. Stick with us after the match is over because Wish TV, your local news source, comes on at 10 o'clock on both Wish TV and My Indy TV, and always available online at wishtv.com. Martin takes a tumble, but Indy deemed to have made contact with the ball first.
Yeah, it was a good trap by Indy. You send 3 players to the ball. You just got to make sure when you're committing that many players to the ball that you come out with it, or you don't let it out of that trap.
DaCosta and Deespay, former teammates, battling at it. Deespay hustles to the corner flag to prevent a deep throw or a corner. And Stanley hit the brakes just in time to be tumbled into by the 18-year-old. Another fantastic crowd here at Carroll Stadium. We've become accustomed to that over the last 10-plus years. We showed you footage of that opening night match against the then Carolina Railhawks back in 2014. Over 11,000 in the building that night. We don't have 11,000 tonight. We got a lot. It's good to see. Perez. Armstrong.
Great run.
Draws 2 defenders, and Gibson digs in.
Yeah, probably needed an early serve on that.
Going to be a clean tackle. Ball is still in play. And that will be a throw-in for North Carolina. That was Justin Malou. Ian Martinez almost kind of came to a dead stop in trying to track that one down.
That's what's fun about this match tonight. You take a look at how both teams press their wide players forward. And as soon as that ball is won, it heads up, looking, can I find the channel? Can it get us out on the go?
In Maldonado, the target. Again, D's pay. There's some of the last time we called his name in terms of slowing down the action. Great read by Lindley. Now a numbers advantage for Indy. Martinez just had broken off his run. Well, now that we have a pause in the action, we can tell you about the great folks at Mom Water. Refreshing fruit-infused vodka water that has zero carbonation, zero sugars, zero carbs, and only 90 calories. Mom Water is the perfect game day drink. Found in Indiana, now a sponsor of the Indy 11. Please drink and enjoy responsibly. Brad, Mom Water trivia. You ready?
I'm ready.
How many different flavors of Mom Water is there?
I'm going to say 6.
There are 6, and then there's 2 more after that. 8. Try them all.
You didn't let me finish. I was going to say 6 plus those 2 new ones.
Okay, let's do it again. 3, 2, 1. Brett, how many different Mom Water flavors are there?
8.
Very nice. This is taped, right? We can do that?
Right, absolutely.
Sure,
Now,
that's not live or anything.
Is that still your preferred golf course drink?
It is. It's my preferred drink on days that end in Y as well.
Oh.
And a reminder, please drink and enjoy responsibly. We play on. We've got a North Carolina player that is down behind the play. We're going to stop right now. I think he and D's Pay had an inadvertent collision. And I don't have a good beat on it just yet. Because who that is Placius. And Placius hops up and is not happy at Callum Chapman-Page. Our official, Eric Tattersall, did not immediately whistle a foul, which is why I reference it as an inadvertent collision. And we'll have the benefit of taking a look at that. First, let's talk about our friends at the Keystone Group, specializing in transformational developments, construction, management, and investments. Placius will have to come out for a matter of moments. I'm sure he'll be waved back on momentarily. Referee will come and talk to one of our ARs just to see if there was anything in it. And the same with the fourth official. I think everybody's saying, no, we had the same thing as you did. And honestly, our director and producer Adam Smith said the exact same thing. We didn't have a good look at it either. So reset coming here for the Indy 11 just in front of the midfield stripe. Placius still lobbying his case. DaCosta whistled for the foul. Rodrigo turned 30 in December. And last year, the trade between he and Goodrum from Memphis and Tulsa was truly seemingly a win-win deal for both sides.
It's rare that you see that, but it was like both of these guys found their rhythm when they got to the new team.
Bryce Washington got that one cleanly. We've seen Washington with a couple of different teams here in the league. Chip forward. Blake is onside. Ikoba just couldn't turn it.
Boy, that built up brilliantly. Little chip over the defender for Jack Blake, who's able to find Ikoba. Little turn. He knows that the goalkeeper's got to be in the middle of the goal, so he knows that far post is available. Can he tuck it? Can he bend it? Can he get it in? Just up in.
Not far off from his second goal in an Indy 11 uniform. One of the numerous in-season MLS loans that the Indy 11 have put together. Hunter Salt got here before the season started. Lawrence Wooten from the Chicago Fire. Tega Ikoba from Portland Timbers. Kind of in the soon into the season And Akoba's basically been in the starting lineup, or at least in the playing rotation, ever since. That is his 6th match in an Indy 11 uniform, and the 4th time he's been in the starting 11. He wins that ball, but then thought that Blake or Lindley were going to go get it. This opportunity by Indy. Perez. Good touch. But there's Guenzati. O'Brien, haven't really called his name much. The youngster for the Indy 11. He and his brother both a part of this Indy 11 roster. Armstrong. And Salt was kind of late to get to it, but again, bodies it away. It will be a corner. Brought to us by Wilson Kehoe Winningham.
Good read. Armstrong is looking to see where he can play that ball when he gets into the box. All the lanes are cut off except for the one direct to goal. So he just changes his mind. Looks to attack that front post. Salt comes out, makes a great read, great save.
Bending ball to the back post and bypasses everybody. And Martin could not keep it in play. And the opportunities have been better for the visitors. And no damage done just yet, frankly, from either side. And McGuire at the other end, frankly, is not going to do much for North Carolina FC.
You're right. I mean, the most dangerous opportunity was the ball sent wide by Akoba.
Stanley tracking back and couldn't take the chance. We'll go to the opposite corner flag. Another Wilson Kehoe Winningham corner kick. Let's also thank our friends at Dormicaba. You see it there on the sleeve of Sebastian Guenzati. Dormicaba for every place that matters. One of the many new sponsors that have come on to support the Indy 11 this season. Restarts have been a time for reflection tonight, Brad. None of them have come quickly. There seemingly has been a conversation from Eric Tattersall to somebody at every whistle.
Yeah, I've been reflecting over here.
You often are. Ball bending in again. Not cleared by Indy, but not squared away by North Carolina either. Great touch here to keep it in play and keep the attack going for the visitors.
A bit of a heavy touch by O'Brien.
Chapman Page beats Placius to the ball. Nifty turn by CCP. And then Guenzati breaks free. He's got Blake to his left if he can see him. Now it's on Akoba to play that ball. Here's Stanley.
Good moment for Indy.
Tries to slide it through, and it's one of the rare balls in that Stanley would like to have back this year. And he played for Miami last season, did Aiden. Akoba looking to make the turn, and it has been free soccer ball night for the Sweets. Fans, you do have to return them in case you want to buy Sweets tickets for the Indy 11. Indy11.com/tickets has more. You do not get a game ball as part of your suite purchase. It can be negotiated if you like.
Placius with those long strides, it looks like he's just jogging, but he's covering so much ground so quickly. You got to be careful because he's gonna hop on the other end of one and press it and cause a turnover.
You hear that wind that's kind of pressing in. Indy's going to be called for an offside from a few touches ago. It's really a crosswind, so it's not kind of a headwind that North Carolina is kind of going to. And this is the unique east-west pitch in its alignment. It was designed as a track and field stadium first. It is playing maybe a little bit of havoc with some of the passes tonight. Gibson charges forward.
Just off a bit on that final ball. You take a look at that one from Jack Blake. You look at a couple of the ones from Lindley into Martinez. You look at that last one in from Stanley into Koba. Just getting right to the edge of the attacking third, and it's just a little either misread, guys on a different page, or a mishit ball.
Gibson plays that to space, and no one is there until Martinez hustles over to track it down, and let's hope that the man that just wiped out is okay. That was a heck of a tumble that Paco Craig, again a name we have called for the last 6 years in this league. Great hustle by Martinez to turn nothing into something. But now here comes a 2v2 opportunity, make it 3v3 for North Carolina.
You got Armstrong coming to add a fourth in.
The D's pay able to squelch the moment. Not just that, but then find a teammate immediately.
Yeah, both teams got to be frustrated with this last opportunity. Dougie Martinez does a great job hustling to keep that ball in, give you a chance in the 18 to do something. Falls a little bit flat, turns it over. North Carolina has a 3-on-2, turns it into a 3-on-3. You got Armstrong coming up for a 4-on-3, and it's a turnover.
Final minutes of this half are brought to us by Sherwin-Williams, official paint sponsor of the Indy 11. Sherwin-Williams is the partner of the pro.
But DaCosta is so good in tight spaces.
Been saying that for a long time. In looking back post, Mensigan the target, could not get there. I think there was a touch in either direction. No, Indy 11 will have the throw. And now we have mentioned the next two league matches are on the road, but the Indy 11 will be at home on Wednesday, May 8th. It is the Open Cup, and after winning against Chicago Fire 10 days ago, it is San Antonio, who won this league a couple of years ago, that Indy will play. Again, that's going to be the Selig Bowl at Butler. Indy11.com has more information. Get your tickets, 317-685-1100. We'll talk more about that coming up at halftime. Before halftime gets fully underway, we'll also hear from Indy 11 head coach Sean McCauley. Mensigan. Stanley pushes him wide. That ball does deflect off of Stanley. Yep, it'll be a corner. Brought to us by Wilson Kehoe, Winningham.
You mentioned a few minutes ago, you got to take some of the pressure off of having to constantly defend these restarts in these moments where you're tucked into your defensive third. It's a little bit of possession needs to happen in the middle front third of the field just to take a little bit of these opportunities away from North Carolina.
McGowan Insurance Group and Auto Owners Insurance have teamed up to make tailored insurance policies for your family. Perez on the corner. The sunshine was brief, back to being a cloudy and blustery evening. Perez, low line drive ball. We'll try it again. Mensigan.
It's a great read from Stanley. He knows that Perez has got a great left foot. He's hanging out a bit more on the left side, forcing him to his right. Perez can't get a ball off. Knocks it back to Rafa.
Blake, a great read, and then just as good of a read by Mensigan. To keep the attack alive, Dees Pay will shepherd this one from his former teammate across the byline for a goal kick.
Yeah, North Carolina, you like that thought. Little lofted ball in behind the defender. See if you can get Placius or somebody to find the other end of it. But once it gets up into that wind, it kind of changes everything.
And DaCosta's played in front of the Brickyard Battalion just a few times. Kind of turned and had a message for some of the members of the BYB at that end of the park.
Likely good to see you guys again.
Thanks for the wonderful sportsmanship you're displaying tonight.
Exactly.
Perhaps. Perhaps not. Rodrigo was a part of the team that in the first match back for the Indy 11 in this building in regular season play in 4 years, scored a 2-0 Tulsa victory back in May of 2021. Flag goes up for Dougie Martinez.
Great little opportunity there, because you could start to see, when it's not transition and the team gets 11 players back behind the ball, you've got to move the ball a little bit, see if you can find somebody missing their shift or opening up a lane. And in this scenario, Cam recognizes that North Carolina pushes their back line up, puts some space just in behind the back line and between the keeper, drops it in there. Doug, you just got in there a little bit too quick.
I do not think, because of just kind of how this match has been played, that we are looking at an inordinate amount of stoppage time, maybe a minute, maybe two. So it could be the dying embers of half number one here. Deespe and Placius got to know each other quite well, but then Malou goes down behind the play, and that is where the whistle occurs. It's a restart from midfield for North Carolina FC. Played that one well. And while we watch this attack develop, we'll also kind of take a glance at the fourth official. 1 minute, just one.
Tremendous recovery from North Carolina. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys in the 18.
And then Ikoba is shown a yellow as he and Malou collide again. So the first yellow of the match belongs to Tega Ikoba of the Indy 11. And for Tega, that is his first yellow of the season.
If you're a coach, you love to see that kind of effort in that moment in the game. Turnover in the middle of the field, numbers down situation for you. Immediately you see white jerseys sprinting back. You get 7 guys back in your defensive third. Impressive.
Lindley flying in, couldn't get to it. And that's it. Exactly 1 minute is all that was needed. Again, before halftime gets rolling, we'll get head coach of the Indy 11, Sean McCauley, to join us here in a matter of moments. Before we get Sean's thoughts, yours on half number one.
Well, I thought you have the transitional opportunities. I think you were just missing in that last pass, that last touch, that last moment in and around the box. And then also, just making sure we're being a little bit more dialed in and careful in the back half of the field so we're not giving up too many restarts and corners.
All right, let's go pitch side. Sean McCauley joins us now. Coach, your impressions on half number one.
Yeah, been really poor. Poor in possession of the ball. We've fought, we've tried to win tackles and, give a few fouls away. And, there's effort and commitment there. But the quality on the ball's been really poor.
Obviously, half number two, you've got some maybe changes the bag from a rotation standpoint when you start looking to make those first subs in half number two.
Probably, I'm going to give them 15 more minutes. I'm going to make some changes on how we want to attack them. And if that doesn't work, then I've got personnel changes that I'll bring on. Because that's not good enough.
Coach, thank you very much. See you after the match.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Sean McCauley kind enough to join us there and give you his thoughts, and not happy with the first 45 minutes. And again, that's frankly good to hear from an 11 perspective. So the good news is you've not played well. You're still level 0-0 through 45 minutes. Halftime show comes your way next. You're watching Indy 11 Soccer here on My Indy TV and ESPN+.
It's very true that it takes a village to raise a child. And when it comes to my healthcare village at Community Health Network, it's all nestled right in my phone. Accessing healthcare is the ability to be connected with your provider and ask a question when you need it. I feel like when I'm meeting with a community nurse practitioner or doctor, they're tuned in to what is going on with me and the way that they can serve me best.
Stand by me.
And the winner of the Indianapolis 500.
Indiana, winning is in our DNA. We're winning the future with $22 billion in new business investment, building an economy of the future with unprecedented momentum. Indiana, for the winners.
Halftime underway here at the mic, 0-0 between the Indy 11 and North Carolina FC. Now, we have talked about this a couple of times. Again, the Indy 11 are on to round number 4 of the U.S. Open Cup, second straight year. That has been the case. Here is how they got there. SeatGeek Stadium. This is Chicago Fire, too. And 4 minutes in, Dougie Martinez ends up getting the only goal of the match for either side a week ago Wednesday.
Great touch from Jack Blake to play it in, to give him the shot on that. Looked like he had another couple of opportunities right after it, but couldn't find the back of the net.
Yannick Odell again makes the save. Clean sheet for Yannick in this one as Indy advances on to the next round of Open Cup play against San Antonio FC is going to be the opponent. It is Wednesday, May 8th at the Selleck Bowl. It's the second time in club history that the Indy 11 have played at the Selleck Bowl. The last one, they beat Lansing Ignite in 2019 to advance on in the Open Cup. And how about that note? 20 USL Championship teams still playing in this year's tournament.
Love it. Absolutely love it. We talked about the strength of this league earlier. That's just another example of it.
Now, the other news and notes revolve around USL League One. Welcome to a new squad, and how about this cool name? Portland Hearts of Pine. That is in Portland, Maine. Welcome them. Next year, they'll be in the USL League One. And speaking of League One, one of the things this league has talked about between the Championship, League One, maybe even League Two at some point in time, are these competitions. And so imagine like the NBA's in-season tournament, in which the Indiana Pacers made the championship game. The Jägermeister Cup is kicking off soon in USL League One.
Yeah, you like the innovation that you saw from the NBA. You know, they got such a long season. How do you jazz a little bit of life into it in the middle of the way? They found a way, and it looks like the USL said, hey, you know what? Let's give that a shot here.
So, again, these are not the names you are used to seeing on our scoreboard. The Charlotte Independence is one you remember from years gone by. Richmond Kickers as well. Spokane Velocity, one of the new teams in League One this year. We'll kind of keep you posted as to how this goes along here in year number 1 of the Jägermeister Cup. With that, we'll take a quick timeout. We'll kind of get back to the news and notes of the USL Championship when we come back. We are scoreless in this one through 45 as you're watching Indy 11 Soccer on MyIndy TV and ESPN+.
The best nights start with Jägermeister. Made with 56 botanicals. Always served ice cold.
Take a miracle to come back from this. Heartbreaking end to the season. But what's this?
For the moments when anticipation.
Clock's counting down. 5 seconds. 3, 2.
Becomes celebration. Jägermeister. Meister the moment.
Distance, what an effort, and it's special. Machoma fires!
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Pain doesn't care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way. Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power. Trusted for over 100 years, our proven blend of camphor, menthol, and essential oils tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger, so that you can rise above pain and get back to living. This is the way of the tiger.
I'm a happy-go-lucky guy, but sometimes I get a little stressed because I'm not for sure what's going to happen down the road. I was at the cancer unit, and when I come out from seeing the doctor, I said something about needing some help with all the paperwork. They gave me a name and a phone number. Her name was Molly. She works over at Community. She tells me, stop worrying, let me take care of it. She is my angel.
Stand by me. Welcome back at Carroll Stadium, the Fun Zone. Very well populated, as you'd expect at halftime. Good crowd on hand. They have yet to see a goal. We'll see if that changes in half number 2. 0-0 between the Indy 11 and North Carolina FC. We mentioned the fact earlier, both these teams on the wrong side of the playoff lining, and it's very early. But let's note that the Charleston Battery are off on a flyer. Now, they have played more than anybody else in the league. They're also scoring more than anybody else in the league. They put up 6 today in their victory.
They're running somewhere in the 20 unbeaten range right now, going back to last year.
Detroit City FC was off last weekend. They have pulled the maximum number of points so far. What a job they're doing in year 1 for Danny Dichio.
Incredible. You change a couple players, you change the coaching staff, same results. They're just a great club.
A birdie has told me, though, that their current result is not going so well. The Riverhounds, again, off to a rare slow start. Out in this game, a 2-0 lead. Again, the Lights, the victim of the Charleston Battery. Miami's been on the struggle bus. That 2-1 score in San Antonio catches your attention.
Yeah, you take a look at the Miami score, you take a look at the Pittsburgh score. Those are 2 teams, along with North Carolina, that's kind of in that mix to say, hey, we got to get going. Indy's in that as well. This is a critical game.
And Lou City and Tampa Bay lead 2-0. It's like a day that ends in Y or something like that for each of those 2 teams. So with that, let's take a look at upcoming schedule as well as scores. Here are the late matches tonight, but then let's spin forward again next Saturday night, 10 o'clock against Monterey Bay. Indy is 0-2 against Monterey Bay the last couple of years. That match is on CBS Sports Galazos. That is a free stream. You go to CBS Sports Galazo to watch that late night match like Saturday. And again, Indy 11, San Antonio FC, 7 o'clock at the Selleck Bowl on the campus of Butler University on Wednesday, May 8th. We'll take this quick timeout. Second half action is not too far away. Both teams getting ready, and frankly, both teams looking for a goal, and both teams looking for 3 points. It's 0-0 so far in Indianapolis as you're watching USL Championship Soccer on MyNDTV and ESPN+.
The main part of my job is definitely listening. People deserve transparency. I don't want the financial part to be something that stops or hinders a patient from having the health care that they need. I try to treat each person like they're my mom or my grandmother, my daughter, my husband. I want them to know that they're not just another phone call for us. And it's very rewarding to know that I can provide peace of mind.
Stand by me. Meet Chip. 30 years ago, he started a small business with a big idea. Today, there's a new building, a new fleet of equipment, and a new era of leadership. But we know Chip. And at Indiana Members Credit Union, we know he plans to keep growing, building business with the next generation. IMCU is here to help with secure and simple account management tools and commercial financing to grow business. Today, it's all about Chip. Tomorrow, it's all about you. Because at IMCU, it's you that matters.
When your cat's a meme and your dog is too.
And it's hard to know what's fake or true.
Just raise a glass with a friend or two.
You tell them more, tell them more, tell them more, do.
When the online trends keep getting worse
And you lost your keys in the metaverse.
Now your right swipe just went left on you.
You tell them more, tell them more, tell them more, do. It's a crazy world, so what do? You tell them more, tell them more, tell them more, do.
Registration is open for Indy 11 camps.
It's a brand new day.
Our camps provide fun times, tickets, and gear to take home. Indy 11 camps feature top-end coaching from professionals as well as chances to meet the pro players. Scholarships are also offered for camps. Register now at indy11.com/camps.
Tonight's match is presented by Community Health Sports Medicine. Exceptional care simply delivered. And by your Central Indiana Ford dealers. Your Central Indiana Ford dealers are a proud sponsor of Indy 11 Soccer. Visit your local Ford dealer today for great deals on your favorite Ford vehicle. No goals to show you from half number one, but plenty of chances, especially for the visitors, as Gabe Zapponi gets his team ready for second half action. He's looking for a home goal and a home win, the latter for the first time this season. A look back at first half highlights, and again, most, if not all, the threatening moments belong to North Carolina FC.
I'm still amazed, one, at that shot from Rafa, and then the way that Hunter was able to hold that ball.
Yeah, that ball from Menzigen, one that'll curl your eyebrow hairs, without about that. You saw the speed, especially on the left side, seemingly bothered the Indy 11 in the North Carolina attack.
Yeah, just far too many opportunities in and around the Indy's box. You know, Coach talked about possession's got to be a little bit better, and you know, a lot of that is you get up into the attacking half, and then it's that next ball that's a turnover, and you're having to defend again.
The truly one threatening moment right there on the turn from Ikoba. Back in the North Carolina FC perspective, though, this has kind of been what has been their issue this season. They do not have a player that scored more than one goal so far in the first 7 matches of the season. They're kind of looking for that guy to step up and be a finisher for this team.
Right. It's early. Today is the 8th match for each of these teams. We're in the 24-25% of the season being gone. And both these teams are playing well, but just not getting points. And in this moment today, one of these teams has got to grab 3 points and some confidence from tonight.
Rarely do I point to one number on the screen, but you saw the shot from Tega Ikoba. That was it.
Yeah.
One shot in the first half for the Indy 11. That's not a winning number.
That's 45 minutes. 45 minutes, one shot.
Let's see if it gets better in half number 2 for the Indy 11. This is their 4th home match of the season. A well-earned point against Sacramento. That was an impressive point against a good team back on March 23rd. From a 1-0 lead, Detroit City found 2 in the second half, and one of those very late to win here on March 30th, as a corner should be coming. It will be brought to us by Wilson Kehoe Whittingham, just the second of the match for the Indy 11. And then 2 weeks ago, in leading 2-1 against Charleston. Charleston playing on a short week, haven't played on Tuesday, but right now Charleston's best is seemingly better than anybody else in the league, as they have won 6 and drawn 3 in their first 9 matches. Lindley delivers. Blake hits, but didn't steer it on target.
What an ambitious thought. You see a player winding up on a ball like that, and you're kind of holding your breath. You're going, really? But he got it. He struck it well.
Given the tear that Blake has been on, he is the guy that has the credence to do that. Guenzati plays it in. Ikoba again looks to make the turn.
Is the right thought. Is the right thought. Similar thought that he had in the first half. You know, a little quick turn. See if you can't set up something to go around the defender to the back post. Set that defender up as a bit of a screen.
While that is not a penalty, that is a well-earned free kick by the Indy 11. Jack Blake just outside of the 18. By the way, I love the sportsmanship from Armstrong to immediately go over and make sure that Blake was all right. We'll see the replay of the foul here. But you've got some options about 20 yards away here now if you're Indy.
Yep. You know, it lays up to the side here where there's enough of a gap between the 6-yard box and the 12 that you can maybe slice a ball in there, see if a guy can beat his defenders to the ball.
You get the feeling if it's Blake, it's going on goal. If it's Lindley, it's looking for a teammate.
Well, you take a look and you got to look at the wall. You got to see, is there a window? You know, where's the goalkeeper set up? Can I get it up and down in this position to go for the near post? So many little bits and pieces need to go in. A clever little move by Jack Blake right there, just moving an inch to give himself a better look.
Goes all the way through and finds the back of the net. I'm not sure who got the last touch, but I know the end result. We seem to think it might be Callum Chapman-Page, but at this point, who cares? Cue the smoke in Indianapolis. Indy's got a 1-goal lead.
Great ball. Great ball. Out of reach of the keeper, in behind that back line. We talked about that little gap between the 6 and the 12. He put it perfectly in there.
We will get the look here. Who got to it? It's an own goal. It is an own goal. Well, Indy has given up one of those in this building. It is off of Mikey Maldonado. Given the struggles the Indy 11 have had, they'll take it. 1-0 the lead.
And that's the thing with Maldonado. He's such a spark plug, such an engine. He's always around the ball. And when you do that, occasionally you're going to get one that just comes off you wrong.
So it's the third time in 8 matches that Indy has scored first. And they have won one of those. They have lost one of those. And 1 win, 2 draws, and 4 losses so far against the Indy 11. In that opening gauntlet of matches, the first 6 all against really some of the premier teams in the league. This seemingly is kind of the opportunity portion of the schedule for the Indy 11. Could not take advantage of it against the Switchbacks last week. Let's see if they can do so here against a young and building North Carolina FC team. O'Brien. We have a throw in coming for the Indy 11. And historically, when the Indy 11 have needed a win, they have found a way to get it against North Carolina.
That's been incredible. You know, they change names, they change players, they change coaches, they change all of these different things. But there is this one special thing through the history of these two teams. Something special happens to Indy when North Carolina is on the other side.
In first league win back in their NASL days of 2014, the miracle at the Mike in 2016, the 4-1 win that delivered the spring season championship. The first year that they played together in the USL Championship, Indy swept both matches. Tyler Pasher had his first Indy 11 goal at Cary in April of 2018. And in August of 2018, Juan Guerra had his only Indy 11 goal that was the winner late in that match at Lucas Oil Stadium. NCFC trying to answer immediately, and they do.
What a ball.
Ball headed home by Perez, and we are tied in the 51st minute.
What a delivery. Perez is between 2 Indy defenders.
Well, it's been Indy that has been the team that has equalized, but NCFC quickly gets a goal, and the lead short-lived for now for the boys in blue.
What an unbelievable serve. You got 2 Indy defenders, and Perez, you know, you asked what the issue was defensively. You got 2 guys into this space, and the first player that gets to the ball is North Carolina.
It was Chapman, Page, and O'Brien that neither could get to it and clear. So service by Mintz again. Goal by Perez. We are tied at 1.
And the game is so much about momentum. You know, it was a little bit of a fluky goal for Indy, but you kind of feel, okay, we weathered that first half. We're up 1. Let's just navigate these next 40 minutes and see what can happen. And then all of a sudden, right now, it swings. And you were talking about the Charleston game. You know, 2-1 late. You're in the dying minutes of the first half. Markanek gets just a blazer of a goal to make it 2-2. Completely changes the trajectory of that game.
Community Health Sports Medicine is the official sports medicine provider of the Indy 11. Exceptional care simply delivered. A little conversation between Blake and Maldonado here.
The 2 warriors right there.
Of course, this match also brought to us by your Central Indiana Ford dealers, a proud sponsor of Indy 11 soccer. Visit your local Ford dealer today for great deals on all your favorite Ford vehicles. And looking back post, Perez could not keep it in play, or Minsigan, excuse me. Could not track down. And then that goal by Perez, his second of the season. And he is the first, again, not counting Open Cup play, he's the first North Carolina FC player to have multiple goals this year. Salt taking his time. Should be an 11 throw, and it will be.
A weird touch.
Gibson played that like he's played in this building for several years. He kind of knew exactly where that one was going to end up. Gibby in his third year with the Indy 11, but in a second stint after spending the last 3 seasons with Lou City. Akoba asks for contact and gets the whistle. And then Perez and Guenzati. Bit of a dust-up. Perez, we last saw him with the Riverhounds back in 2021. And Lindley, a rare bad touch for him.
This is one of those ones that North Carolina needed to take quickly. You know, you got to applaud Indy getting 6 guys back behind the ball. And the ball's coming into Cam. Everybody's expecting that the touch is going to be perfect. And so everybody's making their attacking runs and moving forward.
Speaking of great touches, how about Akoba to find Blake? Then Blake gets wiped out.
Holy smokes. Rafa came in like a freight train.
And then Martinez clears out Maldonado. And the arrow, if you will, points in the opposite direction.
Yeah, you can imagine this one is physical now. It's just fearless. Just fearless came in. You know, this is one of those ones that's physical now with 30-some minutes to go. You know, again, it's early, Rake, but both of these teams need these 3 points tonight.
And frankly, both the teams kind of empty the tank here as well. Armstrong is onside. No midweek match leading in, no midweek match next week. Both go to Open Cup play the week after. Phoenix Rising, much like San Antonio is coming to Indy, Phoenix Rising goes to North Carolina for the next round of Open Cup play. Of course, 8 teams of the USL Championship will enter. Phoenix and San Antonio amongst that group. And the 8 Major League Soccer squads that are playing in the event this year also enter. On the throw-in, Salt.
Good read.
Hauls off everybody and tries to launch Akoba. Akoba's touch does not go the way he had hoped. Can't watch the match. Turn on Sirius XM FC 157. North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access, Tuesdays at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Plus, hear live matches from the USL, Major League Soccer, Premier League, and more. All on Sirius XM FC 157 and the new Sirius XM app.
See, there it is again. I mean, Bucias, he just looks like he's jogging, but he's covering so much ground with those long strides.
O'Brien got cleared out, and the whistle is given. And now O'Brien will be checked on. And my question is, did he hit that kind of, almost that kind of concrete lip that is between the track surface here and the turf surface? O'Brien quickly able to bounce up. And he is the young man that is from the state of Washington and was about to start playing college soccer when he was getting professional opportunities overseas for the last 2.5 years in England and Scotland. Now is back home. And you see Perez just with the push in the back of the head as he was trying to clear space with O'Brien. And Indy has not one but 2 players that are awaiting to head to the 4th official. The 2 players that were acquired from Miami FC a couple of weeks ago, in Ben Mines and Ben Ofemu, about to be waved on for Coach McCauley. He said he's going to give these guys about 15 minutes, and ends up being less than that. And now a push in the back on O'Brien.
It's getting chippy. It's getting, you know, they all feel it. You know, you look at the standings. Everybody knows what's at stake in the game, and both of them know where they're at in the table, and both of them know they need these 3 points. So it's getting physical right now, and There may need to be a card shown soon just to make sure everybody stays under control.
Indy kind of allowing some possession here along the back line. Now Martin looking to find a way to attack. O'Brien on the touch. And it will be an Indy 11 throw-in. Great read by O'Brien. Fans, show your Indy 11 pride and get your exclusive IMCU Indy 11 debit card at any IMCU branch or online at imcu.com today. Fouling against Chapman Page. And we're starting to see a tighter whistle in this one.
That's the first time Chapman Page came on my radar was when he was with Miami playing against Arteaga. He was just matched up against him, and you know this was at a time when Arteaga was just lighting it up for Indy, and every single ball into him he had to fight for. There are no easy balls when Callum Chapman Page is defending him.
Good work by Deespape. Gibson just had played that when Martinez was still in an offside position.
Yeah, just some misreads, some mistouches, some misplayed balls. Right when you get into the edge of the attacking third, it's just either the decision's off, the read is off from the two players, or the touch is off.
Ben Mines will come on for Tega Ikoba. Femu more of a defensive-minded sub. I'm curious to see exactly who Ben is going to be coming in for here. The answer is O'Brien. So Femu will come on. O'Brien will have a seat. And two of the potential 5 substitutions have been dealt from Sean McCauley. Again, no Yunus Budati, no Augie Williams tonight in terms of the guys that have been regular rotation pieces on the season. Aiden Quinn, again, he is more of a long-term injury, you would think. And we're gonna, we've got a young man that's on the field, hence the reason for the stoppage in play. And Adrian Deespape will very much do the dad thing. We'll go help escort that young man toward security, and no damage done.
I love the move by Coach McCauley. Right now he's going to 3 backs, pushing Stanley a bit higher, brings Mines in on the right side for O'Brien. So you're looking at just getting your wings, their starting position, a little bit higher up the field. You're basically telling them, hey, go, go, go. Let's put some pressure on this back line. Let's throw some more bodies forward. Let's possess the ball in the attacking half. Let's see if we can scrap one out.
Stanley will lift this up and out of play. So frankly, Guenzani and Martinez, those guys were a striking tandem a year ago for head coach Mark Lowry for the Indy 11. Misplay here could lead to a chance for the Indy 11.
Great first touch from Stanley.
Stanley gets taken out, but there's advantage play for the Indy 11. Then Blake goes to the turf. Still possession remains for Indy. Stanley, Paco Craig got to it. Will that ball turn to the right of the corner flag? It will. Corner coming for Wilson, Kehoe, Winningham, and the Indy 11.
Through that whole build-up, you had Ben Mines kind of on an island out here on the right side. Just weren't able to get the right look to get him the ball.
Blake
again
couldn't hammer it home.
No, but it's a great strike.
He's got 4 goals to pace the Indy 11 so far. Another outstanding ball in, but wow, credit the defensive effort of North Carolina. Indy never got a good touch on it. McGuire will hang on to it and let his teammates start to cycle down the field.
So looking now, if you're Indy, you're starting to get optimistic. You're getting some dangerous balls floating through the box.
McGuire in net. Played for North Carolina in their first League One season in 2021. We first saw Jake when he played for the Bethlehem Steel back in their days in this league as the 2 team for the Philadelphia Union. McGuire saw time each of the last 2 seasons playing for Miami. Indy with 4 current players in the field that last played for Miami FC.
Oh, clever.
Ofemu makes the run. Cleared out by Armstrong. And
great tackle.
Timed perfectly. Martinez in offside position. I think he or Mines, either one of them, when they played it, were going to be off.
Yeah, you got to be liking the feel if you're Indy right now.
Given the struggle that Indy has been on, having pulled just 2 points since March 16th, you're not overly concerned with how it looks right now. It is all about results for the Indy 11. Gibson slow to get up. For the veteran wearing the captain's armband, who we first saw when he played, dating back to the San Antonio Scorpions days in the North American Soccer League. Of course, the match brought to us by Sports Tech HQ. Indiana winning is in our DNA. For more information, visit forthebold.com. With San Antonio, Rayo OKC, San Francisco Deltas, FC Cincinnati, Indy 11 Lou City, and now back to the Indy 11 for Tyler Gibson.
What a memory. How about that San Francisco Deltas? One and done
with a championship.
Get a championship and go out on top.
I'll tell you how much fun I had at that match at Kezar Stadium.
You told me it was like teriyaki chicken kebab that you had, too.
It's pretty good beer, too. Wasn't as good as Mom wanted. It was close.
I would not expect
close.
it to be.
The weather was kind of like tonight. See, some jokes you have to watch the broadcast every week to get, folks. Good read by Ofemu. We've seen Ofemu for a couple of different teams in this league. Certainly his size catches your attention immediately.
Yeah.
Of course, this match is brought to us by your Central Indiana Ford dealers, proud sponsor of Indy 11 Soccer. Martin is onside. Perez, the goal scorer.
Oh my, what a move.
Nifty move to get around Mines. Indy will clear it to a certain extent. Then Dees Pay gains a lot more real estate and draws a foul in the process. Get to see a substitution for North Carolina FC, and Indy has used 2 of their 5.
And since that moment, when they made those subs, it has just been a different feel.
Here's a good-looking run here by Stanley. Stanley, the service. Kind of put that between Martinez and Guenzani.
And you love Martinez in the air. He's so strong in the air. You put it up there for him, and Stanley did. Just wasn't able to find the other side of it.
Throw in coming for North Carolina. This portion of the match is brought to us by the Denny Companies. The Denny Companies tearing down the past so you can build the future. And Dees Pay needing an additional moment. Dees Pay, a great early season find last year for the Indy 11. Became a stalwart of the Indy back line for the native of Cuba. First Cuban-born player to play for the Indy 11. Andy Swift, Gabe Zapponi, Phil Presser, the brain trust to the immediate right of Sean McCauley. And the assistant coaching staff, other than Iose, remained intact from last year's Indy 11 squad. And in case you are watching like you were 2 weeks ago, Iose, hello in Spain. We miss you terribly here in central Indiana.
As a goalkeeper, we watch things that other people don't watch. You talked about the brain trust. You went. Did you say Andy?
I did. I allowed with the goalkeeper coach.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You think you were being slighted?
I gotta watch. I'm part of the union. I got the senior exemption card. I gotta watch. And obviously, I gotta pay attention.
Here's Martin. Martinez giving chase with McGuire. Plenty of time and space to redistribute that one.
Good read by Gibby.
Malou. And then Chapman Page. Salt's there in plenty of time. There would have been a foul called there if Indy had not retained possession. Advantage being given. And we reference in terms of subs not being used again. It was muggy by Indiana standards in April earlier, but it's been cloudy and breezy the entire night. So frankly, from a player's standpoint, conditions could not be better for tonight's match. Far better than it was last weekend for the Indy 11 in Colorado Springs, where there's a mixture of rain and sometimes sleet and snow in that match at 6,000 feet of elevation. Gibson one touch.
Opportunity.
Guenzati. Martinez makes the run. Guenzati. Now Mines cuts it back.
A little too much. You got Dougie Martinez on the right side, wide open. If you don't feel like you got a good opportunity for a shot or a good cross on goal, play it out to the space. Let Dougie do something.
Salt swept having him back to midfield. He could have handled that one a bit better.
It's trouble.
Well done. This game is kind of waiting for somebody to take control of it, isn't it?
It is. It is. That's a great way to put it. I mean, you look at North Carolina's going to look back and they're going to watch this tape and they're going to say we had those moments in the first half. We could have grabbed this game and we could have ridden the second half out a little bit more comfortably. You look at Indy right now and it's like, hey, those last substitutions, the tactical changes that coach has made has got them on the front foot and becoming more dangerous in the second half. And you just need somebody to grab the moment.
Tonight's match presented in part by our friends at Hyatt Place and Hyatt House in downtown Indianapolis. Experience comfort in downtown Indy. An Indy 11 scored on an own goal on service from Jack Blake. And a set piece early in the half, and then within a minute or two, North Carolina FC equalized on the second goal of the season from Luis Perez. And ever since that moment, frankly, this game has seemingly kind of been stuck in neutral from both teams' perspective.
Yeah, this little move. Mines pushing up here as a wide right player. Stanley getting a little bit higher.
North Carolina FC has played 3 draws so far this year, including a couple of results that look really good, frankly, in the rearview mirror. And that is getting a point from both the Charleston Battery and the Tampa Bay Rowdies. And a yellow card has been shown to North Carolina FC, and that is the talented 18-year-old and Julian Placius. And that one I don't think was for this particular foul. Maybe it was. More of an accumulation, though, because those guys have been going at it the entire night.
He's going to get one. He's going to get one.
And at 18, you can see the talent is there. This is a future star in the making.
He reads it well. He hit fifth gear right at the right time.
Martinez, Blake, Malou got in the way.
I am just awestruck at Jack Blake's confidence and ability to play a one-touch ball. These are not balls that are just skidding across the ground. These are balls that are floating in the air on a windy day, and he's lined up, and he's been in position and struck them all perfectly.
Elliot Collier will be the next Indy 11 addition to the match. And it's a role that we're going to see him play a lot this year. He'll be kind of a last 15, 20-minute guy trying to be that difference maker. And in this case, deliver all 3 points for the Indy 11 and their home faithful. Here is Placius. And Chapman Page able to stand him up. Martinez is on. Goes to ground, and that's a veteran move by Martinez. He knew he was going to get contact because Armstrong was watching the ball and not him. And this is almost the exact same spot in which the Indy 11 was able to draw that opening goal some 25 minutes ago.
It is. Can you bend that ball right into that same space? And now when you take a look at the brilliance of the serve the last time, if you can replicate it, now you got your attackers dialed in, and you got to beat your defender to the ball.
Interesting here for the Indy 11. If the fourth official's board is right, Collier's going to come in for Dees Pay, and he is. And obviously this is not a like-for-like substitution. So Collier will come in, Dees Pay will come out, so we'll see who, if anybody, kind of drops back from the midfield to play more of that center back role for Indy, or they're going to go to 3 in the back here, trying to chase this point with 15-plus minutes left to go.
I think in this situation, maybe you drop Stanley a bit, and you keep Ofenu and Callum Chapman Page in the center and then out on the right.
Of course, this match brought to us by Johnson Controls. Johnson Controls, the power behind your mission. So 2 more subs available for the Indy 11. The full deck of cards to deal with for North Carolina. Blake, back post, touch, headed, goal! Dougie Martinez! Time to cue the smoke in Indianapolis one more time. Indy is back in front, 2-1.
Oh, what a marvelous ball from Jack Blake. 2 from the same spot, in the same place. Give your team a chance on the backside. He does just that. Dougie Martinez tucks it away.
Martinez in his second year with the Indy 11. Great touch by Chapman Page. So Callum will get the assist as he redirects that ball back in front of goal. And Martinez cashes in, counting his Open Cup goal, his 3rd of the season for the boys in blue.
Callum Chapman Page, what hustle to get to the backside. He can't get it with his left foot. The only thing he can do is stick out the outside of his right and see if he can give a teammate a chance. He does it. Martinez finds the other end of it and tucks it away.
But again, North Carolina equalized within 2 minutes the last time. This one is far from over. Martin squares it. Great read by Indy to sweep it towards the sidelines by Lindley for a North Carolina FC throw-in. Shaft Brewer has made his way towards the bench. Olex Anderson also has made his way to the 4th official as well. Be the first 2 players to come on here for North Carolina FC. On the throw, Chapman Page able to square it. Mines is down inside of the 18. We'll check on Mines momentarily. Good move by Eric Tattersall. He's going to give Mines a breather as he waves in 2 substitutions to give him a chance to reset. So Anderson is a goal-scoring threat. Brewer more of a defensive replacement. for North Carolina FC. It is Ezra Armstrong who will exit. Malou will exit as well. Olex has been in League One for the last 4 years, including the last 2 seasons with North Carolina FC.
Substitution, North Carolina FC.
Took good ball.
Salt didn't exactly clear it, but the offside flag is up. North Carolina was asking for a potential penalty on Salt because he made contact more with man than ball. However, the offside flag ends up bailing him out to a degree.
I love the quickness off the line. You know, he knows he's going to get popped on that. The ball is holding up in the air, but he's got to come out and make a play. He does. Great courage. Great courage. Love the quickness off the line.
Tonight's match presented in part by 450 North Brewing. Innovation and creativity through libations. And Salt. And we kind of see this trend. You know, the goalkeeper position was always kind of the wise old sage position. Seeing that position is getting younger and younger in this league. Transitional moment here for the visitors. Paco Craig. So Afemu plays more of his usual center back role now. He and Chapman Page will do that. Just a bit past Anderson. How about that from Chapman Page? The deft touch for an assist at one end, then ricochets then off of Anderson for a goal clearance here in the 80th minute.
Solid performance.
He was acquired from Miami FC last July. Was immediately inserted in the lineup by Mark Lowry. Unfortunately, an injury kind of in late August really kind of throttled the rest of his season for Callum Chapman Page. Headed away. The assist that Chapman Page had, his first of the season. Here's Guenzati.
What a touch.
Plays it across to Martinez, who wasn't in position to do damage yet. Is there one more in it for the Indy 11? Lindley, great read. Collier couldn't get there. He gets to it on the back end of it. And then Martinez draws contact, and Paco Craig having worked hard for a dive. Instead, it'll be a set-piece opportunity here for the Indy 11.
A great moment from Dougie Martinez there. He takes his first touch. The ball stays underneath him a little bit, so he's not able to get out and run. But he recognizes that Paco Craig has no option but to hit him, and so he takes the contact, goes down, and draws another dangerous moment.
Well, this has obviously been the story for the Indy 11. Set pieces from this part of the park. It has led to 2 goals so far. Can it deliver a third and potentially all 3 points for a first home win of the campaign? Blake. Anderson. Gibson digs in. What a touch. But Lindley just got in the way. That was good enough. And North Carolina resets. Collier couldn't get a boot to it. The man that's playing for the Indy 11 for the first time in 6 years after finishing the 2018 season on loan from the Chicago Fire.
It's a good no call. North Carolina was able to keep advantage, let him play.
Minsigan couldn't maintain possession. Guenzati niftily finds an escape hatch. Blake trying to sell the contact maybe before it actually happened. Mines. Well done. Exceedingly well done by Ben. Martinez is onside. Has two runners going forward with him. Plays it across for Blake. Blake drills it. Diving save by McGuire. It will be a corner kick. Brought to us by Wilson Kehoe Winningham.
What a shot. Jack Blake is just at a different level right now. Great save. Great save.
By the way, right read as well by Martinez.
Oh, it's unbelievable. A great ball. And the thing is, too, as Blake is taking that shot, it's screening McGuire.
Of course, this match is brought to us by the Morales Group. Staffing agencies find jobs. We build futures. Bending ball, and that time a bit overcooked. Stanley racing back to get into position. Fans, eFootball 2024 is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. Download now. It's on the road at Monterey Bay, then Open Cup at home against San Antonio, then at Miami FC.
Monterey Bay's off to a hot start.
And they have been a team that has played against Indy very well in their first 2 years as a club.
Great ball.
Lindley forces the ball back inside. Maldonado lets it go. Martin didn't have a window, and there were some chances there for North Carolina. I'm not sure they took the right one.
No, you know, Indy did a great job of closing out the initial shooting lane. Then you got Perez coming across on his left foot. You're thinking, okay, that's a pretty good option for him, but it's so far out, and Indy's got such good spacing defensively, and Solt was in the right spot. Could have done more with that.
Here's Collier.
Oh, what a touch.
Great read by Martinez, but didn't like that ball, and now we're going to go back. A yellow has been shown to Brewer, and I think that contact, frankly, came after Martinez had sent that ball in. In other words, it was unnecessary by Brewer. Let's hope that Martinez is all right. But yet again, it will be another set piece coming here for the Indy 11.
Watch this on the replay. Watch this tremendous touch. First touch from Dougie Martinez to separate himself from the defender.
So Brewer picks up the yellow card. And great job by our camera crew to catch that, because it's that angle behind the Brickyard Battalion that tells you that was absolutely a foul. Magic spray being applied. Of course, this match brought to us by the Keystone Group, specializing in transformational developments, construction management, and investments. I got to get some of that magic spray in my life.
It's fantastic.
Apparently it is, because it works every time.
Get out of bed, your back's hurting, a little magic spray, boom.
I was going to go with mom water. Magic spray might be second.
You know, there's a chance that there is mom water in the magic spray. There's a chance.
And it's Blake that will stand over this one.
I can't think of a off touch he's had. Let's see if he's got another one in him.
Elliot Collier will provide some support. Collier's going to take this to the corner flag and camp out. Throw in coming for North Carolina. A couple of substitutions now about to come on for the visitors from NCFC. Raheem Summersall and Jaden Cervania, both due to come on here. Summersall will enter for Colin Martin. And Mensigan, who had the assist on the goal scored by Perez, he will come out as well. Summersall from St. Kitts and Nevis, playing in just his third match of the season. Spent the last 5 years in League One, has Summersall. This is his third year with North Carolina FC. Cervania has been a regular sub. This is the 7th time he has appeared late in a match this year. He has played all of 60 minutes in the previous 6 appearances he has had on the season. So we referenced this in terms of our Soccer Saturday episode earlier today on 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan. But a reminder, you can see tremendous soccer elsewhere in the state of Indiana coming up later this summer, as Celtic and Chelsea will be playing in historic Notre Dame Stadium in South Bend. July 27th is the date of that game. Tickets on sale now at fcseries.com. Had the pleasure of being at the Chelsea match when they played Inter Milan here back in 2013. McLaughlin ready to come on. Garrett McLaughlin to enter. So McLaughlin coming on.
Long time. Top player for them.
23 goals in previous seasons for the former SMU Mustang. Indy looking for this first home win in 4 tries this season. Blake deflected that. That will be a corner. Brought to us by Wilson Kehoe Winningham. Obviously, North Carolina FC starting to overload the box here in search of an equalizer to try to get at least a road point from this trip to Indianapolis. Their first in 5 years and their first in this building since Indy's last match in the NASL in 2017. Ball sent in, headed down, steered wide. Goal kick coming. Both teams may have wanted a foul. North Carolina at least wanted a last touch against Indy. Right. That's about a best case scenario for the home side, and Chapman Page the worse for wear. And while he gets his whereabouts, we glance at the 4th official, and we learn there are still 5 minutes left to play in this match.
The 4th official on the sideline has indicated that a minimum of 5 minutes will be added to the end of the second half.
Errant goal kick here by Salt. And that'll be a foul and a high boot. See if there is a corresponding card that is coming with it. DaCosta, the guilty party. And it will be a yellow to the veteran.
And he's so talented, so creative, got such great vision. You can see they're going to try and feed him the ball right now, see if he's able to find the opportunity to free up a player.
Again, these two teams have been in similar spots, just haven't gotten over the hump. Still trying to find a way to get not a first victory, but a second on the season. Collier, Blake the flick. Guenzati looking for Blake. Guenzati left foot doesn't get through. Diving effort to block it. That is Washington that got in the way and prevented what might have been a 3rd goal for the Indy 11. Leads to a corner coming by Wilson Kehoe Winningham.
And you look at how Indy and North Carolina have had a storied history. So has Guenzati. 5 times, and that's not in the uniform, but 5 times he's played against them. 5 goals. Almost had 6 for 6 at that one.
Dating back to his days, the Tampa Bay Rowdies, and frankly, back the NASL days as well for Seba when he played with the New York Cosmos. Again, campfire time for Elliot Collier. Possession short-lived by Indy in the opposite corner. Stay tuned, post-game coverage. Take you to 9:30 here on My Indy TV and ESPN Plus. We'll talk to head coach Sean McCauley. A couple of selected players as well. Mines and McLaughlin get held up, and McLaughlin the guilty party for the foul. Now the Indy 11 get to practice the time-honored craft of time wasting.
That's a skill just like any other. Because you got to make it look like you're really trying to get the ball back into play.
Some of us are better than that than others. How would you rate Salt's performance tonight?
I'm impressed.
Good work by Collier, the New Zealander, who last year played with San Diego. And the Indy 11 get the foul. And frankly, North Carolina has been complicit in their own demise here in half number 2, because they have given up far too many whistles in this quadrant of the park.
Right.
It is sing-along time for the Brickyard Battalion. Their passion, of course, has been on display, well, since day one, frankly, since before day one for this team. But especially when challenged over the course of the last couple of days.
Just got to keep your shape. Got to stay clicked in. No loose runs.
Anything back in this direction is a win for the Indy 11 right now. At least 45 seconds more to go. Everything's got to be forward for North Carolina FC, and right now it is not of lasting possession. Sean McCauley points to a corner flag, says take it that direction. Indy trying to match the score line of their other win this season. That was in Memphis. That's a game that, frankly, Indy dominated, and Memphis kind of picked one up late. That has not been the case tonight, but it has obviously been a far better effort for Indy in half number 2. You feel one more clearance, and that's it. North Carolina did not do enough to go forward exactly at the 95th minute. This one comes to an end, and a much-needed win for the boys in blue. Good things happen when Indy plays North Carolina.
Incredible.
They probably may not want to see Indy for another 5 years after this one. 2-1 the final score. The Indy 11 get just their second win of the season.
Now you can see the emotion in the boys.
Well, the first time we have used this on the home broadcast season, it's securing the win brought to us by Allegiant. And it's Dougie Martinez, his second league goal and third in total the season. Again, the combination sublime. Blake, Chapman Page, Douglas Martinez.
Unreal. I mean, you take a look at, if you're North Carolina, even though it was an own goal, you know, it was right in that same spot. So you got to be dialed in a bit more in that moment. Jack Blake got him again. Callum Chapman Page to Martinez. 2-1.
Own goal, and Douglas Martinez, the goal scores for the Indy 11 tonight. Perez gets the goal for North Carolina FC. Hunter Salt gets his first win in an Indy 11 uniform. Salt, Martinez, and Sean McCauley slated to join us for post-game conversations. Those will begin when we come back from this short timeout. Your final score from Indianapolis, Indy 11-2, North Carolina FC 1.
Every place has a purpose, and the people who inhabit those places have their own reasons for being there. The last thing on their minds should be concerns about the safety of the places they're in. When it comes to security and safety for all the places that matter, Dormakaba offers a seamless flow of integrated solutions that allow people to move securely about their daily lives. Because the places that matter to you matter to us.
For over a century, Indiana has been the destination for sports innovation and the state where champions are crowned. Now, we're entering a new era with Sports Tech HQ, a place that inspires innovation and invests in entrepreneurs who are changing the game, one startup at a time. Welcome to the crossroads of sports and technology. Sports Tech HQ, home of the game changers.
Find it, try it, paint it, love it. 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 Find it, try it, paint it, love it, love it, love it, love it.
It is time for the Brickyard Battalion to celebrate. All Indy 11 fans can celebrate. First home win of the season, second in total. Indy gets all 3 points against North Carolina by a score of 2-1. A first-time joiner of our post-game show is Hunter Salt. Second Indy 11 start, first at home. He joins us now. Hunter, your first Indy 11 win. How does it feel?
It feels great, especially in the first half with the Brickyard Battalion behind us. You know, it just gets us all going. We're all feeling electric, but I don't do much in the game. It's all thanks to the guys in front of me.
You knew you were going to get a chance at some point in time earlier. You knew you were going to get at least one of the 3 matches last week. I guess just your thoughts as to what you did in Colorado Springs that gave you this opportunity tonight.
I think it's just honestly playing confident and just trying to put all the work in, help the guys in front of me. I contribute not much to a game. I try to make as much saves as I can, but the guys in front of me help me get another chance by playing well with me.
Contribute not much to a game. Come on, Hunter. So here, as a former goalkeeper, it takes that first touch, that first save to really feel like you're in and you know where you're at tonight. That first save that you made is a ball that I thought as it's coming in, you got to parry it past the post. You held it. Take me through what went through your mind in that moment.
That's probably a shout out to David Bingham, just back to training in Portland. He'd always, I make one save that I wouldn't hold that I should. He's like, come on, Hunter, you got to hold that. So it just springing a little glue on the gloves and just try and catch everything you can.
Love it. Well, you know he's watching, so he's smiling right now as he hears that. Another thing I liked tonight was the quickness off the line, not just on this ball that came through and you had to make a sliding save on, but then those balls in the air that were just hanging up there, you know, knowing that you're going to get hit. What's that mindset that has you being so electric and so dynamic coming forward?
I mean, it's tough. I used to play football growing up, so the coach always told us, if you don't want to get hit, you better hit the other guy much harder and it'll hurt less.
Before we let you go, you and I have had this extended conversation on Soccer Center on the radio, and I mentioned it on the air. For those that don't know, you are from Alaska. How does a young man from Alaska end up being a professional goalkeeper in soccer?
Just a lot of hard work and a lot of help from the coaches believing in me. And shout out to Steve Reese, who scouted me in Alaska and kind of bring me over and teach me how to play proper soccer.
Well, we're happy to have you here. Congratulations. Go enjoy it with your teammates.
Awesome. Thank you.
Hunter Salt, again, kind enough to join us. We'll get Douglas Martinez that will join us coming up in a matter of moments. We can kind of re-rack those highlights while that is going on. Again, your thoughts with yourself and the young netminder tonight.
I'm impressed. And you take a look at it, too. You could see the emotion when that ball came down into the offensive side in the last couple minutes, and he knew that there were only a few seconds, and there wasn't enough time for North Carolina to really mount a good offense. You could see the emotion. He was starting to let it out at that point. It was great to see.
Brad, I have noticed a trend. Douglas Martinez has scored 3 goals this season. The Indy 11 have won all 3 matches in which he has scored this season.
Well, I think that means we got to have Dougie Martinez scoring a few more for us.
I think he's signed up for at least one of those every match. By the way, you see the highlights from Hunter Salt. And again, he is our Schlag lockdown player, or made the Schlag lockdown plays of the game tonight for the Indy 11. So with that, now let's be joined by the man that scored the winning goal for the Indy 11 in Dougie Martinez. Congratulations, my friend. How you feeling after a 2-1 victory?
Great. I'm feeling great because this team deserves it. We work hard every weekend, trying to get better every day, and thank God we got the 3 points tonight.
You are the ultimate team guy. You'll play whatever role is asked of you. You know, with Augie being out this evening, you're going to get more of a chance up top. Just your thoughts about what you're able to do in 90 minutes, given the opportunity this evening.
Yeah. I mean, I'm part of this incredible team. We have a great players, great family. We're trying to be unique. Compact every game, but you know me already. I can give everything for the team. I love this team. I love this group of players, and if he wants me to play as a keeper, I'm going to play as a keeper too.
Love it. We probably don't need you there. That was a great performance by Hunter. But Greg talked about you being the ultimate team guy. I take a look at a play late in the game. You're one-on-one against the edge defender. You've got the ability to take him on. You're not in a perfect position at that place. You hold it up, you look, and you play a perfect ball into Jack Blake to give your team a chance to score. So instead of taking the one-on-one, you give a better opportunity for your teammate. Tell us what you saw in that moment.
Honestly, Adrian Dispe was on the bench, and he was on my ear since the ball was coming to me, and he was like, go at it. So I had it on my ear, but obviously I know Blakey since I was in Real Monarchs, and I know where he's going to be in every game. I just hear when he say doggy. And I knew already where he was.
Love it. So Jack Blake saying Dougie outruns Dispe's comments from the bench. You take a look at this too. It looked like almost two different teams in the first half to the second half. What do you attribute the performance in the second half to?
I think in the first half we created some chances, but we was too excited to put the ball behind the defense. And the second time. At the second half, we was trying to keep the ball a little bit and waiting for the perfect moment to play behind, and that helped us a lot. Obviously, the coach was into us, saying a couple things to get better, to improve our attitude, because the first game we needed our attitude. I know this is a great team, and we're trying to be better and better every day.
Tonight was the first step in getting it figured out, my friend. Congratulations on the W. I know you got 90 minutes in those legs. Go get off of them. Good luck in California next week.
Thank you. Appreciate it, guys.
Douglas Martinez again. I'll repeat the stat from the start of the interview. He scored 3 goals, including the Open Cup. They have all come in Indy 11's wins so far this season.
And you look at him last season, once he got going, it just started coming and gelling. But it was later in that second half of the season. You look at him right now, he's heating up here in the first 20-30% of the season. Good things could come if he stays hot.
That's our stat of the game, by the way. It's brought to us by our friends at Sports Tech HQ. Indy 11, efficient in opportunities. 2 shots on goal. They both find the back of the net tonight.
Love it. Hey, you dial up perfection like that, you don't need to worry about multiple shots.
Head coach Sean McCauley is getting ready to join us as, again, he is pitch side here with us for the Indy 11. Let's get to him now. Actually, we're going to take a break first. We'll make Coach hang on through the break. We'll take this quick timeout. Back in just a moment as you're watching Indy 11 Soccer here on MyIndy TV and ESPN+.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.
The Indy 11 are announcing a new signing to their squad. We can now confirm it's Max from Williams Comfort Air and Mr. Plumber. Max clearly has some training to do to get into shape by game day. Soccer skills and service you can rely on from a team you can trust. Both essential for a winning performance.
So I had no job, no car, nobody to watch my son. And when I finally got a job interview, it was a half hour away. I was just stuck, you know? Then one of my friends told me to call CareSource. I was like, my health insurance company?
We helped Becky with her resume, arranged daycare for her son, and even set up a ride to the interview that helped her get the job. CareSource is so much more than health insurance.
Find it, try it, paint it, love it. 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 Find it, try it, paint it, love it, love it, love it.
Fans awaiting some autographs. We've got a head coach awaiting interview. Let's get to him now. But again, once you find 2 goals the second half and win, you've got all the patience in the world. It's Sean McCauley that joins us now. Coach, congratulations on that first Indy 11 home win. How does that phrase sound to you?
Yeah, it feels great, and I'm really pleased for the players. We've put a lot of hard work in, and we've been poor in a couple of games, but then not got rewards in other games. And I feel that tonight we put the effort in. Didn't play particularly well in the first half, but in the second half we played with a bit more energy, and we tried to get into their box, their half, and create more chances. And I think we showed a lot of fight tonight, and that's what I was pleased with.
I would say this: you and I we can joke about this when it's on the heels of a victory. Give us the PG version of what was the message to the guys you had at halftime.
You're not playing very well, so play better.
There you go. And clearly they did. What did you see different from your team in half number 2?
My disappointment in the first half, we were getting into areas in their defending third and getting in and around, what I would call crossing positions, and we weren't putting the ball in the box. And you score goals from balls going in the box, like they scored one. When you put the ball in the box, you've got a chance, to win games, and you put defenders under pressure. This passing, when we get into them areas, then we want to pass back to the halfway line and then pass again across the field and then maybe back to the goalkeeper. It just doesn't get your opportunities. And irrespective of how many chances you can create, what you want to do is put the opposition under pressure. In the first half, I didn't think we did that. We worked hard off the ball, but we didn't put them under pressure. In the second half, especially early on, I felt we did. The first ball went forward, we got a cross in, then a corner, and I think they took on board what I said, the PG version.
I tell you, the second half was definitely different. It felt like a tale of two halves here. But the game felt like it really flipped when you brought in Mines and Ofemu. And it felt like there was a little bit of a tactical instruction. I saw when you came out at halftime, you spent a little bit of time with Ben. So there was already something in your mind as to what was going to happen. Can you give us that tactical change in the instruction that you gave the guys?
Yeah, I wanted to play with a bit more going forward. Like, Ben's more naturally a winger/wing back. And then when they scored, I was going to just go with a straight swap Ben for Josh, to try and get us forward a little bit more. Then when they scored, I thought, let's go with a three at the back and still get that attacking width from Aiden and Ben Mines. And I thought Ben Ofemu came in, and they sort of changed it a little bit for us. And then we had the disappointment of Diz getting injured. So while we got into a rhythm with the back three and we were sort of controlling the game a little bit, Diz goes down, then we have to go back to a back four. So we're not getting a lot of luck at the minute, but I suppose we did with the own goal, and but I thought we deserved it.
Well, I thought that tactical move changed the game. I thought it was a brilliant move, so congrats on that. We got the PG version of the halftime stuff. As a former coach, I love stuff like this. What was that post-game huddle? What was going on there?
I wanted them to take the reward as a team and as a squad of going to the crowd. There's been, a lot of stuff going on, and I'm really pleased for the supporters today. Today was more than just a game for us. It was like there's a lot of other emotion attached to it. I'm really pleased for Ursel, Greg, and for all you guys that work in putting this on for us. There's a lot of staff that work incredibly hard on a day-to-day basis that don't really get recognised, and if I could have grabbed all of them as well, I would have taken them with us.
Well, we appreciate that. We just showed a shot of Hunter Sult signing autographs across the park. Got his first home start, first home win, second start for him over the last couple of Saturdays. What have you seen from him these last 2 weekends?
I think he was ready for a chance, and the change was probably ready for us. I don't think a goalkeeper can come in and out, so even when Yannick was playing and we stuck with him, and Yannick did really well and got a clean sheet in the Open Cup, but that was a pre-planned change, a rotation for Hunter to play away at Colorado, and I just thought he did well enough to start again, and and we'll see how that goes from here on in.
He's clearly backed you up on that one. Coach, go enjoy it. Thanks for the time, both halftime and postgame. We always appreciate it. Best of luck on the trip to Monterey Bay next weekend.
Thanks very much. Speak to you later.
You got it. Sean McCauley, head coach of the Indy 11. Again, his first home win. First win was in Memphis on March 16th, but first home win in front of the Brickyard Battalion. And again, he does this every time we have a conversation with him. He is so respectful and so thankful of the support he got from the Brickyard Battalion, as we are each and every match here with Indy 11 Soccer. We'll take this quick timeout. More post-game coverage from Carroll Stadium comes your way next. The thousands of fans go home happy tonight. Indy takes home all 3 points. They beat North Carolina 2-1. More coverage from downtown Indy comes your way next.
Find it, try it, paint it, love it. 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 Find it, try it, paint it, love it, love it, love it.
Indy 11 has the latest merchandise: shirts, jerseys, sweatshirts, hats, and more. All at Indy11.com/shop.
Meet Zach. Day and night, rain or shine, even just out for a spin, Zach gets around. But we know Zach, and at Indiana Members Credit Union, we know he's been saving up to trade up. IMCU is here to help Zach and you drive your dream. Now get financing as low as 5.74% APR on a new or used vehicle. Today, it's all about Zach. Tomorrow, it's all about you. Because at IMCU, it's you that matters.
Indy 11 theme nights are out of this world. Star Wars, Marvel, Dinos, and more. Plus charity and heritage nights. Get your tickets now at Indy11.com.
More of the post-game sights and sounds from Carroll Stadium in downtown Indianapolis. North Carolina's visit, first in 5 years to Indy, frankly went like a lot of them from 2014 to 2019. We'll talk more about that in the next segment of the show. Now, let's look at highlights and stats from the course of this match. Again, Greg Rakestraw and Brad Hunter with you. And we touched on this with Coach McCauley, but simply put, it was creating more opportunities and taking advantage of them in half number 2, which we didn't see in half number 1.
Yeah, half number 1 felt, you referenced it at halftime, one shot in the first half. You just can't have that. Everything started breaking down at the edge of the attacking third. And then you take a look at the second half, completely different team.
On the flip side, frankly, North Carolina FC did not take advantage of their chances in the first half either. Yes, they would score a goal early in the second half, but again, because of making that bump up from League One, they're still figuring things out of their own accord.
Yeah, this is one of those ones you go back and you watch the video on this and you look at all of the missed opportunities that they had.
But one thing you will hear coaches talk about is you have to be able to cash in on set pieces and corners, and it was set piece magic for the Indy 11. Yes, that's an own goal, but the serve is still sublime from Jack Blake.
Jack Blake was phenomenal today. The one-touch opportunities on shots, and then you take a look at the restarts, just brilliant.
We touched on this. You heard me say this exact phrasing, and this was the equalizer, say minute 50, minute 51, and it felt like the game was kind of stuck in neutral for about 20 minutes. But in the last 20 minutes, Indy 11 took charge, took control, took home all 3 points. Blake Chapman Page, Douglas Martinez.
Yeah, just as we were critical about Indy letting Perez get backside on that serve and be first to ball, same thing here. You got to blame North Carolina. You got Callum Chapman Page sneaking in backside. He gets the first touch to the ball. Dougie Martinez, finds the right lane and is able to put that ball past McGuire.
And while, we have Douglas Martinez and Hunter Salt on the postgame show, you can't have all the guys that contributed. The way that Jack Blake contributed tonight was a lot more like how we have seen him contribute both here last year and other places in the league. Again, he's not always been this great goal-scoring threat. Tonight, he was back to the guy that was just kind of setting up those other pieces for the Indy 11.
Well, what you need from your leaders are to be the guy that is needed that night. And, if the guy that's needed is a goal scorer, Jack Blake has shown he can do that. If the guy that's needed is a playmaker, he's shown that he can do that. If the guy that's needed is an energy, a spark, a meat and potatoes defender guy, he's shown that he can do that. He is showing exactly what a leader brings to a club. Tell me what you need tonight. Show me in the game what you need tonight. I'll get it done.
And in games, he actually does wear a shirt. Now, what lessons do you learn and kind of build on from here? This is great. How do you now make this a trend if you're Sean McCauley and company?
Well, I think, you've been talking about the effort and the energy and all of these things. And, until you get that reward, sometimes it's tougher for players to, and they've been bought in. You see it in the interviews. They love this staff. They love this city. They love these fans. So they're bought in. But sometimes you need that reward. That reward keeps you going. And so tonight, everything was validated. The tactical change from Coach McCauley was brilliant. When you make a brilliant decision like that, players buy in even deeper.
So again, Indy 11 on the road for the next two in terms of league play, but your wait is not as long to watch the Indy 11 here in Indianapolis. Again, next time they'll play will be an Open Cup action. It will not be here. It will be on the campus of Butler. It'll be at the Selleck Bowl on Wednesday, May 8th. Indy11.com has more. Get your tickets now. 317-685-1100 is the telephone number to call. Again, that is the Open Cup fourth-round match against San Antonio. Next home game for the boys in blue 11 days from now. We'll take this quick timeout. We'll come back with some final thoughts and one more great walk down memory lane in the Indy, North Carolina FC rivalry. We'll do that to wrap it up next from Carroll Stadium on MyIndy TV.
It's very true that it takes a village to raise a child. And when it comes to my healthcare village at Community Health Network, it's all nestled right in my phone. Accessing healthcare is the ability to be connected with your provider and ask a question when you need it. I feel like when I'm meeting with a community nurse practitioner or doctor, they're tuned in to what is going on with me and the way that they can serve me best.
Stand by me. AES Indiana is dedicated to providing you with smart energy solutions that power our lives. Our energy efficiency programs help you save energy and money. From rebates on lighting and smart thermostats to appliance pickup and recycling, you can take advantage of cleaner, more cost-effective energy solutions right here, right now. IPL is now AES Indiana. We are accelerating the future of energy together.
Every place has a purpose, and the people who inhabit those places have their own reasons for being there. The last thing on their minds should be concerns about the safety of the places they're in. When it comes to security and safety for all the places that matter, Dormakaba offers a seamless flow of integrated solutions that allow people to move securely about their daily lives. Because the places that matter to you matter to us.
Back for a final time on a gorgeous night in downtown Indianapolis. The next time the Indy 11 are here will be 3 weeks from now against Hartford Athletic on May 18th. Again, back-to-back Saturdays to end the month in which you can be a part of Indy 11 soccer. Remember, Racing Indy Night is May 25th, the annual celebration of Indianapolis 500 weekend. Greg Rakestraw, Brad Hodder with you. Brad, your final thoughts on this one?
I'm buzzing right now. I mean, this was a great crowd, a great evening. Both of these teams needed 3 points. And when you have two teams that absolutely have to walk away with a win, you always get a great game. And it's just awesome that Indy wound up on the winning side of this one.
Now, while this is a great win for the Indy 11, it's not the greatest win in the history of the Indy 11 franchise against North Carolina FC. Again, we had the tape ready. Let's show it to you. Miracle the Mike night, June 11th, 2016. Again, Indy had to win by 3 to beat North Carolina FC. Had to score at least 4 to tie and win the tiebreaker against the New York Cosmos. Nazmi Al-Baldawi, there is a name from the past.
Remember that name?
Great Carolina Railhawk, but Justin Braun before halftime. The second half brace from Ayman Zayed. And again, this is goal number 3. Goal number 4 is about as good of an example of a team goal as literally it was 10 different players touched the ball for the Indy 11. Lacroix the service, Zayed the finish, into the history books for the Indy 11. And that, I think, still for many fans, is the best night in Indy 11 history. Amazing. I think it was 8 years ago at this point.
Incredible. I still get chills watching it because it's one of those ones that you see on paper what needs to happen coming into that match. But you look at it and you think, there's no way that's going to happen. And then as it starts ticking away and it gets closer and closer, you're thinking, there's a possibility.
I think of our late friend Tim Hankinson, and Tim was pretty conservative as a soccer coach, and this was an Indy 11 team that had a lot of draws in that spring season. And when he moves Owan Gordon up top and they're going 4-3-3 to start the match, you and I both go, okay, it's on. They're going to chase this, and that they did. And again, what a memorable night. And again, in now season number 11, I still get goosebumps thinking about being here on the air with you that evening.
Yeah, and you take a look at when that move was made and you started thinking it was real. It all came from that late first half goal from Justin Braun. Because you go into that locker room and you're thinking, boys, this is within reach.
Can you also believe that we're now 2 months into the season? The next time the Indy 11 play will be in May. So here's the upcoming schedule for the Indy 11. Again, on the road at Monterey Bay next Saturday. That match is on CBS Sports Galazo. And because it's in California, it's a late start, a 10 o'clock kickoff for that one. Then on May 8th, it is U.S. Open Cup play against San Antonio FC. Let's go back to more recent history. The finale of the regular season last year against San Antonio that we called, that was a 3-3 draw. That was as entertaining as any Indy 11 match we've been a part of.
Right. Here's the thing. San Antonio's got to travel to Indy for the Open Cup. And then a few weeks later, they have to come right back to the mic to play again.
By the way, there is no better way to spend Mother's Day than watching the Indy 11 play at the Miami FC on Sunday, May 12th. Thankfully, it's at 7 o'clock, so you can, again, have kind of your family plans before that. You can all settle down in front of ESPN Plus, get it lined up on the big screen TV, and watch that match. Then it's Hartford Athletic, and oh, by the way, the defending league champs in Phoenix Rising, in which Indy took a quality point from them last September. They are here for Racing Indy Night on May 25th.
Racing Indy Night's going to be awesome.
Winning's fun, isn't it?
It is.
First time that the Indy 11 have pulled all 3 points since March 16th. First time they have done it here at Carroll Stadium. Hopefully the first of many for the course of this season. Thanks to our entire behind-the-scenes crew. For Brad Hodder, this is Greg Rakestraw. Good night from the campus of IUPUI. A good night indeed for the Indy 11. They win this one 2-1. Thanks for joining us on My Indy TV and ESPN Plus.
For a century, Indiana has been the destination for sports innovation and the state where champions are crowned. Now, we're entering a new era with Sports Tech HQ, a place that inspires innovation and invests in entrepreneurs who are changing the game, one startup at a time. Welcome to the crossroads of sports and technology. Sports Tech HQ, home of the game changers.
So I had no job, no car, nobody to watch my son. And And when I finally got a job interview, it was a half hour away. I was just stuck, you know? Then one of my friends told me to call CareSource. I was like, my health insurance company?
We helped Becky with her resume, arranged daycare for her son, and even set up a ride to the interview that helped her get the job. CareSource is so much more than health insurance.
The main part of my job is definitely listening. People deserve transparency. I don't want the financial part to be something that stops or hinders a patient from having the health care that they need. I try to treat each person like they're my mom or my grandmother, my daughter, my husband. I want them to know that they're not just another phone call for us. And it's very rewarding to know that I can provide peace of mind.
AES Indiana is dedicated to providing you with smart energy solutions that power our lives. Our energy efficiency programs help you save energy and money. From rebates on lighting and smart thermostats to appliance pickup and recycling, you can take advantage of cleaner, more cost-effective energy solutions right here, right now. IPL is now AES Indiana. We are accelerating the future of energy together.
Need to go in a clever little move by Jack Blake right there, just moving an inch to give himself a better look.
Goes all the way through and finds the back of the net. I'm not sure who got the last touch, but I know the end result. We seem to think it might be Callum Chapman-Page, but at this point, who cares? Cue the smoke in Indianapolis. Indy's got a 1-goal lead.
Great ball. Great ball. Out of reach of the keeper, in behind that back line. We talked about that little gap between the 6 and the 12. He need to go in. A clever little move by Jack Blake right there, just moving an inch to give himself a better look.
Goes all the way through and finds the back of the net. I'm not sure who got the last touch, but I know the end result. We seem to think it might be Callum Chapman-Page, but at this point, who cares? Cue the smoke in Indianapolis. Indy's got a 1-goal lead.
Great ball. Great ball. Out of reach of the keeper, in behind that back line. We talked about that little gap between the 6 and the 12. He need to go in. A clever little move by Jack Blake right there, just moving an inch to give himself a better look.
Goes all the way through and finds the back of the net. I'm not sure who got the last touch, but I know the end result. We seem to think it might be Callum.
Need to go in. A clever little move by Jack Blake right there, just moving an inch to give himself a better look.
Goes all the way through and finds the back of the net. I'm not sure who got the last touch, but I know the end result. We seem to think it might be Callum Chapman-Page, but at this point, who cares? Cue the smoke in Indianapolis. Indy's got a 1-goal lead.
Great ball. Great ball. Out of reach of the keeper, in behind that back line. We talked about that little gap between the 6 and the 12. He need to go in. A clever little move by Jack Blake right there, just moving an inch to give himself a better look.
Goes all the way through and finds the back of the net. I'm not sure who got the last touch, but I know the end result. We seem to think it might be Callum Chapman-Page, but at this point, who cares? Cue the smoke in Indianapolis. Indy's got a 1-goal lead.
Great ball. Great ball. Out of reach of the keeper, in behind that back line. We talked about that little gap between the 6 and the 12. He need to go in. A clever little move by Jack Blake right there, just moving an inch to give himself a better look.
Goes all the way through and finds the back of the net. I'm not sure who got the last touch, but I know the end result. We seem to think it might be Callum Chapman-Page, but at this point, who cares? Cue the smoke in Indianapolis. Indy's got a 1-goal lead.
Great ball. Great ball. Out of reach of the keeper, in behind that back line. We talked about that little gap between the 6 and the 12. He need to go in. A clever little move by Jack Blake right there, just moving an inch to give himself a better look.
Goes all the way through and finds the back of the net. I'm not sure who got the last touch, but I know the end result. We seem to think it might be Callum Chapman-Page, but at this point, who cares? Cue the smoke in Indianapolis. Indy's got a 1-goal lead.
Great ball. Great ball. Out of reach of the keeper, in behind that back line. We talked about that little gap between the 6 and the 12. He need to go in. A clever little move by Jack Blake right there, just moving an inch to give himself a better look.
Goes all the way through and finds the back of the net. I'm not sure who got the last touch, but I know the end result. We seem to think it might be Callum Chapman-Page, but at this point, who cares? Cue the smoke in Indianapolis. Indy's got a 1-goal lead.
Great ball. Great ball. Out of reach of the keeper, in behind that back line. We talked about that little gap between the 6 and the 12.
NCFC trying to answer immediately, and they do.
What a ball.
Ball headed home by Perez, and we are tied in the 51st minute.
What a delivery. Perez is between two Indy defenders.
Well, it's been Indy that has been the team that has equalized, but NCFC quickly gets a goal, and the lead short-lived for now for the boys in blue. NCFC trying to answer immediately, and they do.
What a ball.
Ball headed home by Perez, and we are tied in the 51st minute.
What a delivery. Perez is between two Indy defenders.
Well, it's been Indy that has been the team that has equalized, but NCFC quickly gets a goal, and the lead short-lived for now for the boys in blue. NCFC trying to answer immediately, and they do.
What a ball.
Ball headed home by Perez, and we are tied in the 51st minute.
What a delivery. Perez is between two Indy defenders.
Well, it's been Indy that has been the team that has equalized, but NCFC quickly gets a goal, and the lead short-lived for now for the boys in blue. NCFC trying to answer immediately, and they do.
What a ball.
Ball headed home by Perez, and we are tied in the 51st minute.
What a delivery. Perez is between two Indy defenders.
Well, it's been Indy that has been the team that has equalized, but NCFC quickly gets a goal, and the lead short-lived for now for the boys in blue. NCFC trying to answer immediately, and they do.
What a ball.
Ball headed home by Perez, and we are tied in the 51st minute.
What a delivery. Perez is between two Indy defenders.
Well, it's been Indy that has been the team that has equalized, but NCFC quickly gets a goal, and the lead short-lived for now for the boys in blue. NCFC trying to answer immediately, and they do.
What a ball.
Ball headed home by Perez, and we are tied in the 51st minute.
What a delivery. Perez is between two Indy defenders.
Well, it's been Indy that has been the team that has equalized, but NCFC quickly gets a goal, and the lead short-lived for now for the boys in blue. Of cards to deal with for North Carolina. Blake, back post, touch, headed, goal! Dougie Martinez! Time to cue the smoke in Indianapolis one more time. Indy is back in front, 2-1.
Oh, what a marvelous ball from Jack Blake. Two from the same spot in the same place. Give your team a chance on the backside. He does just that. Dougie Martinez tucks it away.
Martinez in his second year with the Indy 11. Great touch by check of cards to deal with for North Carolina. Blake, back post, touch, headed, goal! Dougie Martinez! Time to cue the smoke in Indianapolis one more time. Indy is back in front, 2-1.
Oh, what a marvelous ball from Jack Blake. Two from the same spot in the same place. Give your team a chance on the backside. He does just that. Dougie Martinez tucks it away.
Martinez in his second year with the Indy 11. Great touch by check of cards to deal with for North Carolina. Blake, back post, touch, headed, goal! Dougie Martinez! Time to cue the smoke in Indianapolis one more time. Indy is back in front, 2-1.
Oh, what a marvelous ball from Jack Blake. Two from the same spot in the same place. Give your team a chance on the backside. He does just that. Dougie Martinez tucks it away.
Martinez in his second year with the Indy 11. Great touch by check of cards to deal with for North Carolina. Blake, back post, touch, headed, goal! Dougie Martinez! Time to cue the smoke in Indianapolis one more time. Indy is back in front, 2-1.
Oh, what a marvelous ball from Jack Blake. Two from the same spot in the same place. Give your team a chance on the backside. He does just that. Dougie Martinez tucks it away.
Martinez in his second year with the Indy 11. Great touch by check of cards to deal with for North Carolina. Blake, back post, touch, headed, goal! Dougie Martinez! Time to cue the smoke in Indianapolis one more time. Indy is back in front, 2-1.
Oh, what a marvelous ball from Jack Blake. Two from the same spot in the same place. Give your team a chance on the backside. He does just that. Dougie Martinez tucks it away.
Martinez in his second year with the Indy 11. Great touch by Chan.
Tremendous recovery from North Carolina. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys in the 18.
And then Ikoba is shown a yellow as he and Malou
Tremendous recovery from North Carolina. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys in the 18.
And then Ikoba is shown a yellow as he and Malou result. A couple of results that look really good, frankly, in the rearview mirror. And that is getting a point from both the Charleston Battery and the Tampa Bay Rowdies. And a yellow card has been shown to North Carolina FC, and that is the result. A couple of results that look really good, frankly, in the rearview mirror. And that is getting a point from both the Charleston Battery and the Tampa Bay Rowdies. And a yellow card has been shown to North Carolina FC, and that is the result. A couple of results that look really good, frankly, in the rearview mirror. And that is getting a point from both the Charleston Battery and the Tampa Bay Rowdies. And a yellow card has been shown to North Carolina FC, and that is the Martinez is on. Goes to ground, and that's a veteran move by Martinez. He knew he was going to get contact because Armstrong was watching the ball and not him. And this Martinez is on. Goes to ground, and that's a veteran move by Martinez. He knew he was going to get contact because Armstrong was watching the ball and not him. And this Martinez is on. Goes to ground, and that's a veteran move by Martinez. He knew he was going to get contact because Armstrong was watching the ball and not him. And this Martinez is on. Goes to ground, and that's a veteran move by Martinez. He knew he was going to get contact because Armstrong was watching the ball and not him. And this.
Oh, what a touch.
Great read by Martinez, but didn't like that ball. And now we're going to go back. A yellow has been shown to Bruin. I think that contact, frankly, came after Martinez had sent.
Oh, what a touch.
Great read by Martinez, but didn't like that ball. And now we're going to go back. A yellow has been shown to Bruin. I think that contact, frankly, came after Martinez had sent.
Oh, what a touch.
Great read by Martinez, but didn't like that ball. And now we're going to go back. A yellow has been shown to Bruin. I think that contact, frankly, came after Martinez had sent. And that'll be a foul and a high boot. See if there is a corresponding card that is coming with it. DaCosta, the guilty party. And it will be a yellow to the veteran.
And he's.
And that'll be a foul and a high boot. See if there is a corresponding card that is coming with it. DaCosta, the guilty party. And it will be a yellow to the veteran.
And he's.
And that'll be a foul and a high boot. See if there is a corresponding card that is coming with it. DaCosta, the guilty party. And it will be a yellow to the veteran.
And he's.
Lays it across the edge of the 18. Perez looking for a window. Deflects right to his teammate, and a rocket that Hunter Salt is able to smother.
That's an unbelievable hit from Rafa, and that's a ball that you would expect, hey, with that kind.
Perez, back post, and just couldn't get through. Perez, back post, and just couldn't get through. He's here in the league. Chip forward. Blake is onside. Ikoba just couldn't turn it.
Boy, that built up brilliantly. Little chip over the defender for Jack Blake, who's able to find Ikoba. Little turn. He knows that the goalkeeper's got to be in the middle of the goal, so he knows.
Armstrong. And Salt was kind of late to get to it, but again, bodies it away. It will be a corner. Brought to his spot.
He reads it well. He hit fifth gear right at the right time.
Martinez, Blake, Malou got in the way.
Left foot. He's hanging out a bit more on the left side, forcing him to his right. Perez can't get a ball off. Knocks it back to Rafa.
Blake, a great read.
On the ball, they're bringing the back line up. They're waving the midfield up. They're trying to squeeze play.
Ball played across, and eventually, after a couple of failed chance players in the field that last played for Miami FC.
Oh, clever.
Ofemu makes the run. Cleared out. Just a bit past Anderson. How about that from Chapman Page? The deft touch for an assist at one end, then ricochets. Perez, the goal scorer.
Oh my, what a move.
Nifty move to get around Mines. Indy will poison blue. Good things happen when Indy plays North Carolina.
Incredible.
They probably may not want to see Indy for another 5 years after this one. 2-1 Carolina.
Incredible.
They probably may not want to see Indy for another 5 years after this one. 2-1 the final score. The Indy 11 get just their second win of the season. Head coach of the Indy 11 again, his first home win. First win was in Memphis on March 16th, but first home win in front of the Brickyard Battalion. And again, he does this every time we have a conversation with him. He is so respectful and so thankful of the support he got from the Brickyard Battalion, as we are each and every match here with Indy 11 Soccer. We'll take this quick timeout. More post-game coverage from Carroll Stadium. O'Brien got cleared out, and the whistle is given. Now O'Brien will be checked. The question is, did he hit that kind of, almost that kind of concrete lip that is between the track surface here and the McCauley? Again, no Yunus Budati, no Augie Williams tonight in terms of the guys that have been regular rotation pieces on the season. Aiden Quinn, again, he is more of a long-term injury, you would think. And we've got a young man that's on the field, hence the reason for the stoppage in play. And Adrian Deespay will very much do the dad thing. We'll go help escort that young man towards security, and no damage done. And Adrian Deespay will very much do the dad thing. We'll go help escort that young man towards security, and no damage.